if you can hear me and see my screen okay, just to make sure. Just gonna open this up. Good, good, good. All right, good, awesome. And where's everybody from? Where are you located? As you know, I'm in London, Ontario, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny day, and we are about to make some money on Mother's Day. So where's everybody else from? Sydney, Australia, Lisbon, Portugal, Atlanta, Illinois, North Vancouver, New Mexico, Egypt, right on, Maryland, Luxembourg. Holy cow, we got a worldwide audience here. That's awesome. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so on the screen, you can see kind of the plan. I'm going to jump into this. Like, just to explain for those who haven't been on these before, this webinar is over the shoulder. So you're going to watch me start from scratch. And then what you're going to do, there's going to be homework at the end. And then you're going to complete the homework. And then next week, we'll have the next webinar, live training session, and then the third one. And so what happens is we're moving through a process. And we're moving through 3 basic phases. So today is like research and kind of putting things together. The next one will be testing, how to test all these things that we kind of research and put together. And then the third one is going to be all about scaling. So that's what happens when you actually found a winner and what you do with it and how you make it work and how you bring in like a lot of profit. The goal, I think, for everybody is to find at least one, minimum one. I mean, 3 to 5 is great, but find at least one message card that we can scale to the moon. That shouldn't be difficult because I'm going to get you guys to shoot for 50 tests. And you might be thinking, whoa, that's a lot. Yes, it is, but I want to make sure you guys succeed. So what I've found in the past is a lot of people will watch the live training session and then they'll go back through and they might do 1 or 2 tests and then they'll go, oh, it didn't work. And then they'll quit. And I'm like, I just want to reach through the screen and go smack. No, you can't do that. You have to put out a whole bunch of them so that you find what works. And the one thing that works is the one that you're going to go with. So I'm going to show you the whole system today for researching and putting together the actual message cards themselves. So we don't really need a designer for this because they're very simple. It's like a square image. That's all you're doing. It's just got some fancy text on it. So if you hear a gigantic dog, excuse me, barking in the background, that's my lab who barks at squirrels that go by on the sidewalk. Like, she's just nuts for that. Anyway, I apologize for that, but that's the beauty of working at home. So let's dive in. Here's the plan. Find at least one message card we can scale to the moon. So how? We're going to find 50 quotes. We're going to create 50 message cards. We're going to upload them to ShineOn, and then we're going to test them. So I'm going to show you how to do everything step by step in excruciating detail so that you too can just repeat it. So the best way to do is just kind of sit back and watch. And then when the replay goes up, you can go through and kind of fire it up and pause and restart and all that good stuff. If you do have any questions along the way, just post them in the chat box. I'll be happy to answer them. And of course, post them on the forums and I'll be happy to answer them, help you out there too. So we got to find this winner. We got to find a winner. So how do we do it? We start testing. And how do we test? Well, we got to find stuff that we can put onto message cards. So the easy part is there's a lot of ways to do this, but I'm going to show you my system. So let's go to google.com/sheets and start a new one. Okay, so we're going to do this. You're going to create a new sheet and it's going to be called image, quote, and status to start. That's it. And then you can make it look pretty if you want. Change the font to white and change the fill to black and change it to bold. There we go. So now we've got our image, our quote, which is going to be the biggest one, and then our status. So we can even put numbers in here if we really want to, and dates and all that fancy stuff. But the key is kind of the status, which is going to start off as pending for all these. So I'm going to do a whole bunch live with you here. So, well, maybe today I'll find a bunch of these. I'll just paste that more as I go. So where do we find these quotes? Well, we've got a whole bunch of resources. You've got Google, you've got Pinterest, you've got actually the Hallmark website, which has what they have, greeting cards. You got Walmart, you got Amazon, you got Etsy. So you can go through and just start finding quotes. So we need a whole bunch of them. So you're going to look for stuff like this. You gave me so much, Mom, and there are no words strong enough to tell you how much I love you and how thankful and blessed I am to have you in my life. So that's a pretty good one. So I'm probably going to take a little screenshot of that. Like so. And now I use Snagit for my screenshots, but you can use whatever you want. And then it goes to here. And I can go File, Save As, and I'll go D drive. Where's my message cards? I'll start a new folder called Message Cards. And here, I'll put a new folder called Mother's Day. And in here, new folder called Research Images. So then we'll save it. Then what I can do is go back to my sheet, and I can go like this, and then so I click on the cell, and I go Insert, Image, Image and Cell, and then I'm going to upload, or I can drag and drop, I guess. I'm going to upload it. Then you can see it's super small, so I got to make this bigger. I can actually read it. Then you can make it a little wider. There. And now I'm just going to put what the code is. So you gave me so much. Mom. No words strong enough to tell you how much I love you and how thankful I'm blessed. Oops, I am to have long one. Oh, that's the other cool part. You can do longer than necklaces on these, so it's very cool. Yeah, somebody's saying, I'm already testing that quote. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did you get a sale? Not yet. Okay. All right. There's one. So let's go back to Pinterest. Dear Mom, you're the one person on this earth who understands me always. Thanks for always being there for me. Thanks for always being there for me, always when I need you. Well, that's very bizarre, but the wording on that is bizarre. The cool part about Pinterest, when you click it, there's a whole bunch of other ones down here. So there's one. So you can find more this way too. I'm going to take basically a couple from each site, and then I'm going to save it over here. And then I'm going to put together a couple message cards for you, like on this call, so you guys can see how it's done and see how easy it is. All right, there we go. So let's go back here, insert that one. And I do want you guys to see, like, basically how long it takes to do all this stuff. So it's not like the other webinar where it's kind of, you know, not as in depth. Okay, so Mom, I know of me as long as I've lived, but I've loved you my whole life. Oh, the other thing too, you can always add this to it. Like, just throw a Happy Mother's Day on the end, because why not? Even on this one, you can test it like that, or you can put like Happy Mother's Day on the end. Or on the front, end or front, whatever you want to do. So I saw another one caught my eye in here. Usually, you are the mom that everyone wishes they had. Okay, that's the one. So what mom would not want to hear that, right? Instead of, I hate you. Can't stand you, teenage kids. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's insert that one. So actually, I enjoy the research part because there's really no limit to what you can put in here. So you can just get as creative as you want. I think with the Google Sheet angle here, or using the Google Sheet means that, here, we'll go like this, Happy Mother's Day. You are the mom that everyone wishes they had. I love you so much. So I just added my own little touch to it. But you can see that's pretty much the greeting card format. And then I saw another one. Oh yeah, there we go. Bunch of beauty. Oh, I got the. Whenever you get that, if you hit capture and then it gets something weird on the screen, just go back and get rid of it. There. Question coming in here. What about funny messages? Do those work? Oops. You can test them, but I think I know with necklaces, funny stuff doesn't work, like when you're doing sublimation. So, oh, I didn't save it. So, I mean, you know what? We'll run some tests on some funny stuff, but I am not convinced that funny stuff works as well as mushy, because mushy just gets that emotion going. But the only way to really tell for Mother's Day is to test it, because I know some kids don't want to get their mom something super mushy. They'd rather get them something funny. Yes, Mom, I don't tell you this often enough, but I really love you. You are such. And the reason I'm typing it like this is so that when I go to create this message card, I'm not going to retype anything. I'm just going to copy and paste right into Photoshop. That's what I'm going to use. You guys can use Canva, you can use GIMP, you can use MS Paint if you want, but I'm going to use Photoshop. And if you don't have Photoshop, it's, I think, $10 a month, and it's well worth it. You are such an important person in my life, and I appreciate all that you do for me. This one's super long. Thanks for all the sacrifices. Know that, oh, super long, that they don't go unnoticed. There. All right, so we basically got, oh, I got 4 from Pinterest. So you can see how easy that is. So I'm gonna close that out to get those. And the reason that I'm taking images is because when I move on to the next site, I wanna make sure that I didn't already do that quote. Have you ever tried the husband to wife angle with Mother's Day? Yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. You do not have to go, it doesn't have to be a child buying it for their mom. It can be the husband buying it for his wife as well. 100% you can do that. So it doesn't have to be to my mom, it can be to my wife for Mother's Day. And the other angle is to my daughter for Mother's Day. Because, like, I've got 5 daughters and they're going to be moms. And I'm going to be buying them Mother's Day presents when I'm older. So yeah, so you are not limited. I guess right now I'm just looking at the one angle of to my mom, but let's actually throw in some like to my wife. So let's go to Hallmark and let's go like this. Let's just type in, no, I want US. So let's go wife, Mother's Day. And open it in a new tab. So for my wife, by now you know I'll never be the kind of husband who thinks up the perfect thing to say or a big romantic gesture and sweep you off your feet. And what to say. But I promise I'll always be the guy who do anything for you, who loves you, to make you happy. So that's not what we're looking for. I'm looking for something saying, terrific wife and mom, to my wife with love. When you became my wife, I thought I finally found complete happiness, but in building a family with you, I've realized With a love like ours, happiness has no limits. Thank you for being the best wife and the one for mom. Ooh, there we go. That's a much city. I like it. All right, so I'm gonna hit Control Alt X, and I'm gonna grab this inside. So this is a beauty of an example of from the husband. So let's save that over here. File, save as, save, and then insert. And I can't read it, so I'm gonna have to move this to the other screen here. Oh, the beauty of Hallmark is we don't have to retype anything. So check this out. Copy. And I'll go to Notepad. The beauty of Notepad is I can paste this right here. Then I can format it. So I can go do. Save some typing. Now, if that's too long, then we can always trim it. But the cool part about Edit Plus is I can go, I think it's under Edit, Format, no, Convert. Then I'll just go Capitalize. I just switched everything to capitals. Copy, and then go back to my spreadsheet. And I will paste special values only. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's find another one. And there's a bunch in here. Just open that in a new tab. See what this one says. Thank you for being the woman you are and for everything you do to make this life of ours so full of love and so richly blessed. That's cool. For my wife. Oh, that looks like some mush. Let's see. I love you. That's all I know to say, but in my heart, it's everything. I'm grateful for you and everything you do. You make life so complete. And I love you with all. Oh, that's weird. I love you. That's all I know how to say, but in my heart, it's everything. I'm grateful for you and everything. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Let's try this. So for pouring your heart into everything you do as a wife and mom, few things can be more than that. I don't know how you do it all, but I'm so very glad you do. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If you're worried about trademark or copyright or anything like that, what you can do is switch the words up. Don't do an exact carbon copy, because somebody's saying, is it okay to copy them direct? No, you can mix it up if you want. So change some wording, or combine cards, or only take a section, like a small section instead of the whole thing. And that way you're not copying them direct. Because I think there are like copywriters that are paid to do this stuff. And I mean, I'm going to show you in a second, but there's nothing stopping you from just coming up with your own stuff too, right? And sometimes the stuff that you come up with is even better. I'll show you a little trick here in a second. I can't really read that, but I already have it on here. Let's go to Edit Plus because I copied the text. And I'll just change this to uppercase, or not upper, capitalized. Copy. There we go. Okay. So that's, this is basically kids. That's husband to wife. And then you could do even, instead of wife, go like this. Daughter. Mother's Day. because a lot of daughters are mums. Way to keep up. So that's more of a funny one, I think. This one looks, you'll never know what a joy you have been, and no matter how old you get, where you go, or what you do, you'll always be my daughter, and you'll always be loved so much. That's actually not bad. Daughter-in-law, you're a wonderful mom and such a joy to have in our family. Ooh, that's a good one. That's actually really good. That's daughter-in-law, but you could do that for sure. So proud of what you become. Happy Mother's Day. I hope I always show the world the same strength and love you've given me. Let's just zoom in on that. Every day you give so much of yourself to your family. Every day you teach a child something new about life, like how to give and how to love. Couldn't be more impressed with the wonderful mom you are, or prouder of the wonderful. Ooh, there's a good one. All right, got one there. So this would be like mom to daughter or dad to daughter. So let's just take a little screenshot of that puppy. The right button, it helps. Save. And the cool part is everybody else is going to be doing from the son or from the daughter instead of from the husband or from the dad or from the mom of the mom of the mom or dad of the mom. So we might want to even add in a little thing here. I'll put a column in a second. Where am I? Oh, and a plus. Paste this one in. And then I am going to make a couple here live too for you guys. So you can see how easy it is to make these. So yeah, something like that. Instead of that whole thing, you can cut it up a little bit. And you can even come up with your own. Okay, so why don't we add a little column? Call this. No, not niche. We're in the Mother's Day. Niche. Call it sub D. So here we'll put from kids. Kid. And this one is from husband. From husband. This one is from parent. So we'll call parent is like the parent of the mom. There you go. You could even go with like grandparent to granddaughter, really. I think this parent one is going to really kick butt. So that's how you can find those very easily on there. I gotta save some time on this webinar to actually do the actual design. So I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to put this, let's just start up Mother's Day card. And the beauty of Walmart is their best stuff floats up to the top on the search, and they have all these buyers for Walmart that will vet everything for us. So you can actually go in here, and they're not going to put anything on their shelf that isn't selling. So Mom, you do so much all the time for everyone. I hope you know. Well, sometimes I forget to say it. I'm always so thankful for you and all you do. I don't know what I would do without you. That's really nice. Okay, let's take that one. So this is from, again, this is from Kid. And here, insert image. This is from kids. Do so much But although sometimes forget to say it. Oh, wait, I'm always so thankful. On the inside said something. Don't know what I would do without you. Okay. There we go. All right. So somebody's saying I would use them for inspiration and write my own. Yep, absolutely. You can certainly do that. Does the brother-sister angle work here? Or sister-sister angle? Yep, it would. So instead of mom, you could put sis. You do so much all the time for everyone else. You just literally could substitute out the start. So switch out mom for anything else. So it could be a sister giving it to a sister who's a mom. Could be a brother giving it to a sister who's a mom. Basically anybody giving it to a mom. And then you just switch out the sub niche. So, okay. I'm not going to spend like all day going through these. And yeah, I do not want you to like rip off Hallmark or whoever else. So if you want to go through that whole exercise and then, you know, create a big sheet, get some ideas, and then maybe put another column, put like rewrite, and then you can put your own in there. Okay, so just before I get into actually making one, I'm going to show you something that you can do as well. And this is go to Facebook. And now some groups don't like this, but if you have your own group, you can definitely post this, but find a parent group. Parenting Lounge, Parent Life Network Canada, that's a group. Parenting Tips, Parents 2.1 million, that's a page. So we want to basically find a group that's pretty big. A place where Canadian parents can connect, ask questions, share advice, and find resources to help you on your parenting journey. So this Parent Life Network, I'm going to join. I probably should have joined it before. Damn it. See how fast they approve it. But go find like parent groups and you're going to type something. So for me, because they probably won't approve me right away. I doubt it. So I'm going to have to go to my own group, but go find a parenting group or a big group. And so I'm going to go to mine. I'm going to say, because I have moms in here. I have everybody in here. So this is my group, and I'm going to post this. Doing some research. Moms, what would be the nicest thing you could get on a card for Mother's Day? Nicest thing someone could say to you on a card for Mother's Day. There. Let's go. Heart one. So I'm doing this in my group. I know I got like it's more men than women, but find a group with a lot of women in it, and you could just basically post this. And I know I have moms in here, and I know some of them will help me out. They'll respond. You can even go like this, and you can post this on your own personal profile. So you could go to, I don't even post much on here, but go to your profile and go like this. Oh, nicest thing would work. You just post it. That's it. I'm not going to post it on mine because my family already knows all my little tricks, but you can do that. And then what you do is you'll get some stuff in there and you'll be like, holy crap, that's gold. And then you come back to your sheet and you go, yeah, love it. And then if you're getting a good response, in the group, you can even say, okay, now what would be the nicest thing you could get in a greeting card from your husband for Mother's Day, or from your kids, or from your mom and dad for Mother's Day? And that stuff that, you know, because I just showed you kind of how to find some quotes, and you can rewrite them and you can do whatever you want with them. But the stuff that you come up with on your own, if it's unique and you're first to market, you're going to kick everyone else's butt on it. So, because everybody knows these research techniques, it doesn't mean it's not going to work. It just means that unique always works better. So I'm going to title this Mother's Day. There we go. All right, so I've got like 9 in there, so I can make a couple now. And to make them, I'm basically just going to use Photoshop. So I'm going to show you now how to create these. And you're going to have to, your homework is to fill up a sheet with at least 50 of these. So you've got a lot of work to do. And you can use the techniques, you can use Hallmark, you can even use Google. I didn't even go to Google. Mother's Day quotes. Short and sweet. My mother is a walking miracle. A mother understands what her child does not say. The world needs our mothers. A mother's hug lasts long after she's let go. There's nothing as sincere as a mother's kiss. All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. My mother's arms are made of tenderness, and children sleep soundly with them. My mom is definitely my rock. Lots of stuff. You're my one and only mom, and I'll always have a special place in my heart for you. There you go. Shutterfly, what's that? Tiny Prince. Things to write in a Mother's Day card. Okay. Yeah, that's cool too. Fond memories, special lessons she taught you, major things you're thankful for she's done. Tell her what she means to you. Tell her you love her. Don't forget to say Happy Mother's Day. There you go. That's basically what we're doing. There's like an unlimited amount of things that you can do. Mother-in-law messages for Mother's Day. There's another angle. Show your mother-in-law some love. Mother's Day messages for Grandma. Don't forget about Grandma. Like, this is awesome. Happy Mother's Day, Grandma. We love you so much. So don't just think moms, think grandmas too. They're moms. They're moms like multiple times. From husband or partner. All right, there you go. To the woman who truly does it all. I love you so much. Thank you for everything you do for us. And this like website on Shutterfly that I just stumbled on is awesome. From the daughter, from the son. Tons and tons and tons. I love you to the moon and back, Mom. Thank you for always inspiring me to live, love, and laugh. Well, that's pretty cool. Very cool. From husbands. Yep. So if we do like a husband one, best mother and wife in the world. All right, that's cool. But I'm gonna pull a bunch off here. So this is from husband. Oops. Like, you gotta paste values only. Otherwise it formats it. There we go. And if it's like that, then again, we'll just fix it. Make it all cap, or yeah, capitalized. Perfect. So this one I don't have an image, but that's okay. Okay, so let's say we want to do this one. We don't really have an image, but let's say we want to put this onto a card now. So how do we do it? Well, let's fire this up. So let's open up Photoshop now. I'll show you how to make a couple templates. If you don't want to make templates, you can go to Fiverr and you can ask a designer to make a template. And the template, there's a guide on ShineOn that I can actually post this guide to. This just shows a green area is where you're good to put text. this area that says no text means like don't put text there. And then the other area is there's nothing in there. But I'm gonna show a blank, like a white background, and then I'm actually gonna show you how you create your own with a beautiful background on it, and just changing up, you know, the text a little bit. So if you have Photoshop, I mean, if you don't, you're probably gonna want to get it because we can edit everything in this. So here we go. So I want to change to my wife. I don't want it to be my wife. I'm going to put, you know what? It can be to my wife because I'll do the from the husband one first. So all I have to do is go down here where it says happy anniversary. You'll always be my forever. I love you. Then I just go here. Well, actually, let's pull it off the sheet. Go to the sheet. And let's, right here, copy this one. Do I have another husband one? Yeah, there it is. So let's go like that. So to my wife, and then I just click on here on the right, and then I click on the text tool over here. And then you can click and you can highlight this whole thing and delete it. And then all I'm going to do is hit Control V and I'll paste it. So that puts the whole thing like super long. So I need to chop that up a little bit. So if I move it over, I should probably make this smaller font too. So to make it a smaller font, click off the layer, then click back on, then go up to the top here, and you can make it smaller. And we'll start with this, and I can move it. So I just want to kind of center that, and then go text. Happy Mother's Day to the best mother and wife in the world. What would we do without you? And move this over. And then you can see it's a little bit small. So again, I'm going to just change that font size. Maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. To the best mother and wife in the world, what would we do? What would we all do without you? There. It's literally that simple. Now, where did I get this little heart? I just pulled a little heart thing and a couple dots that I put together, and then I did a duplicate of it. But you don't even have to get that fancy if you don't want to. I can turn that off too. And let's say I don't want to put this down there, but let's say I want to put something ornamental. Okay, no problem. So go here. Let's go to free site here, see if there's any on here. Anything ornamental at all. There we go. So this is free stock photos that I can do. Take forever to load. Just while that's loading, I'll go to Pixabay 2. I'll type that in. See if there's anything ornamental. There's something. Might not be any. Or I can, like, I basically bought some off of this site. 123royaltyfree.com. And in here, you can see what I bought. Download history. I got stuff like this. So I can download this again. I'm just gonna go show in folder so I can see it. I'm gonna move that over. So I went to my downloads folder. And now say I want to put that little ornamental thing in there. So I got this, but I don't want all that stuff. So I just kind of pick one that I want. And you can see it's selected here. I just dragged it and plopped it on here. So which one do we want? I like this top one. So I'm going to hit my tool. Go, oop, it's fixed size. So let's go normal. So I'm just going to select this. I'm going to go edit. Oop, hang on. You know what? Let's open that in a different one, make it easier. Open D drive, downloads. Okay, so now I'll just crop this. Image, crop. And then I can go, well, I can move the background too. So select, color range, hit that, okay. Double click on background, okay. So now I made it kind of see-through. Then I'll go edit, copy, back here, edit, paste. And I've got it up here. Then I can move it. So all I'm going to do is select, deselect, and I'm going to hit my move tool, click on it, and I can drag it down here. And that's too big, so if I hit Control T, I can make it smaller. And I can hit Shift if I want to make it skinnier or wider. And the little pink line means you're at the center. There. So I just created a nice little template that I can use for Mother's Day for husband to the wife. So happy Mother's Day, best mother in the world. Best mother and wife in the world. What would we all do without you? So now I want to remove that guideline. That's how it's going to look when I upload it to ShineOn, which I'll show you kind of next week. But save as. Now I'm going to save it as a message card. So message cards, and this is Mother's Day, and this is a new folder called, well, I guess designs, we'll call it. And within here, I'll just create a new folder, and I'll call this one, make this smaller. I'll call it what it is. So to my wife, happy Mother's Day to the best mother and wife. And then I'll save it. So I'll call it message card white with black text. So I'll save it as a PSD, and I'll go File, Export, Quick Export as PNG, and I'll save it as a PNG file. Now, as far as the size of this one is, I'll go to pixels, 1000 by 1000 at a 300 DPI. Okay, but all you really need is this guide. So this guide is available from ShineOn. I can also make it available in the group too for everybody. So that's, now people are already asking questions. Do we have to use Photoshop? Any alternatives? Yeah, there's a program called GIMP that you can use. It's free, and it looks a lot like Photoshop, and it operates kind of identically, but it's free. Would you involve the phrase Mother's Day so it can be used for Christmas, wife's birthday, etc.? Well, I'm shooting for Mother's Day, so I'm going to put Mother's Day on here. But because we save this as a file that we can edit, we can come back at Christmas time and we can put Merry Christmas, and then we can put Happy Birthday, and then we can put Happy Anniversary. So we can reuse, especially when we find quotes that work, we can reuse them over and over and over and over. All right. Oh, filter for vectors. Somebody's saying on Pexels or Pixabay. Good point. Do you recommend for the background to be white most of the time? No, I don't. And I'm going to show you a little variation that we can do very easily. You can use overlap in iOS devices too. Very cool. This text is black only, or can we use any color? You can use color. So now I'm going to show you another one. So this is kind of number one that I've done. Let's go back to my sheet and let's grab another one. And let's do up another one. So let's say, let's try this one. So this is from the kids. So I'm just going to copy that. So I want to do this, but instead of a white background, I want to try something different. So first, let's go get a background. And this is where you can go to these websites that I was on. And I found one. So I went to kind of Pixabay, and all I typed in is beautiful background. And I'm just going to scroll through and see if I can find any backgrounds that I want to use. And these are free to use. So I could do flowers. This one's cool. That would work. This one's cool. The beach is cool. The clouds, the boat, whatever. The rose is cool. Very cool. This one I like though. Blue summer, scene with a C. I think that's pretty. So let's go free download, and we'll grab the biggest one we can. Download that. Oh, login. Okay, that's my login. Hang on. I think I have a login. What's this website? Pixabay. Yeah, I do. Okay. So if you don't have a login, just go get one. I already have an account here, so login. Cool. And then free download, and we'll click that again. And we'll grab the big one. And it's right here, blue 69 whatever. So show in folder. Okay, so that's right here. So now I'm going to right click and open with Photoshop. And that's going to open it in Photoshop. Drag Photoshop back over. So I've got this now. So this is like on the right hand side when it shows locked, you can double click it and it'll turn it into a layer. So now all I'm going to do is go edit, copy. I'm going to go back to this one and I'm going to say basically edit, paste, and then it's going to see how I put it in as a new layer. But over here, I can drag this layer down below my other text. So that's pretty, right? Like all I did was change the background. And now I'm just going to edit this. So instead of to my wife, it's going to be mom. So I'll change this. So I'll go mom. And instead of to my, maybe I'll put dear. And then I'll just turn that on off, and then I can drag these around too. So you can use your arrows to move this. And then I'll just select both, and I'll try and kind of center that as best I can. There. And if you're like, if I put it here, so I centered it, right? And then I go turn on my guidelines, you can see I'm in the wrong spot. So I got to drag that down into the green. And then the necklace is going to hang here. And then I can change the text out too. So now I just click on the text layer. And I think it's already on my clipboard. So, nope. Okay, so let's go back to here. Remember, I don't have to repeat all this. So Control C or copy. So I'll do both. Control C. Drag this back over. And then there. So it's going to put it into one line, but again, we can drag this over. And then we can go like that. That. And we're just trying to get it to fit. So here I can go kind of pull that back. I can put loved you. Oh, there we go. That was a good find. And now, since I've got a little bit of wiggle room here, I can actually change font size to a little bit bigger. And then if that's not quite right, I can hit this move tool and then hit Control T. Then I can just drag it to resize it. Then you can center it as well. So you can center it manually, or say I want to make sure that the ornamental thing is set like this thing. So if I select my bottom and then hit Control and then select layer 2 and then mom and then deer, and then I go here, see up top on the move tool, it'll center everything. Oh, I put deer in there. Shouldn't have done that. So let's go edit. Undo. Yeah, undo. So you can do it that way too, but when you have two of these, it doesn't work as well. So just do it manually. So now I've created another template. So dear mom, mom, I know I've loved you as long as I've lived, but I know you've loved me as long as I've lived, but I've loved you my whole life. Happy Mother's Day. So you could even get rid of the mom. So dear mom, mom. So we could get rid of that. So just go here. There. And then just turn off the grid. File, save as. Then we'll go into designs and we'll put another one. So this is Dear Mom, I know you loved me as long as I live. Now, be careful of spelling because if you make a spelling error, you're gonna have to redo the whole thing. So let's call this one. What was it called? It's called something. What's the name of this background? Blue summer scene background. Okay, so we'll call it blue summer scene background. And then we'll go file, quick export as PNG, save. So the PNG file is one that you are going to use with ShineOn. But you can see, oh, even say I'm like, okay, well, I already used that ornamental one, and maybe I want to use a different one. Then I can come back here, go edit, undo clear. Just trying to get back here. So say I want to replace that little piece with a different one, then I could certainly come in here and find another ornamental piece. So maybe I want something a little fancier. So I could just double click here. I could go like this. And I could say, well, I want to try, let's try this one. Or no, let's try this. Nope, this one. And then I just go edit or image. Wait, I should be able to copy just that section too. Copy merged. Paste. Now I've got that. So then I can do select color range. So, oh, it's selecting everything. This is why you want to do this separate. So let's go edit. Go back to this. So let's just crop it. Image, or yeah, crop, and then we'll go select color range, then hit delete, and now we've got that, and I'll go edit, copy, and now I'll go edit paste. And then I can turn off the other one, which is layer 2, and then I can move this one down. Oops. Gotta make sure I'm on the right layer. This. Let's drag it down there. And again, I should probably turn my guidelines back on because I'm gonna have to hit Control T, and I'm gonna have to make this a little bit smaller. So, and then I can drag it out. There. So all I did was change that little bottom piece, and then I could save that too if I wanted. And the cool part is now I can come back in and I can make like 10 different quotes on this template that I just created. And somebody's saying Photoshop could do the spelling, which they probably can. What's that under for spelling? Type. Oh. Oh, edit. Okay. Edit. Oh, check spelling. Right on. Oh, cool. Right on. Learn something new. There you go. So go edit and then check spelling, and then just make sure your spelling's right. So I really like what I just put together on the screen there, because I think I think the subtle stuff works really well, but there's nothing wrong with, like this is kind of my style. It's kind of minimalist and just smooth and looks really cool. And instead of just a white background, it has this, and the necklace that's going to go on it will look very nice on that background. But I have seen too where people are doing flower stuff a lot. So you can go back here and you can go to like the flower stuff too. So you could even do, well, any of these, but just make sure that the text will work on it. Like this one, that could be a background. for your Mother's Day one. That might look pretty cool too. So best thing to do is just kind of test it. Even something like, well, that's if down here they get you, because Shutterstock is where you have to go to pay, and you don't want to pay. So this free stuff is nice. This is really nice. That could be a background too with the leaves and the wood. So you just can download that image, and then you put it on the background here in Photoshop, and then you've got a nice kind of autumn flavor one. So that's how easy it is. So you have a lot of homework now. You've got two things to do. You got to do your research, fill up your sheet with at least 50, and then I want you to create all of these message cards and get them ready to go. Because in the next one, we're actually going to kind of test these out. So we're going to be setting up little campaigns for every single one of these. And once we set up the first one, it moves pretty quick. But the reason we're spending so much time in research and testing is because that's your foundation. And without doing this, and without creating multiple versions, being as creative as you want with the designs, being as creative as you want with the backgrounds, you're going to hit on a couple things that are going to get sales. And basically what we're going to do is cherry pick the one that got the most sales, and that's the one that we're going to scale. So it's all a system. It starts with phase one, which is research, and then we go to testing, and then we go to scaling. So we can't skip this. You got to put in the time, and this is time well spent, because you're going to come up and you're going to get faster at this stuff too. You're going to find that as you do this more and more, and as you get used to Photoshop or whatever program you're using, you can do this in Canva too. You can do it in GIMP. You can use MS Paint for all I care. And then the reason I use Photoshop is because sometimes I'll order these templates from Fiverr, and really all the designer needs is this guide, and then they'll do up the fonts and all that stuff too. So if you don't have if you don't have these fonts, you're gonna have to buy them, or go to Fiverr and you can say you can buy them from the designer too. So Photoshop comes with a lot of very cool fonts, but it's just a good way to do it. So everybody pumped? What do you guys think? Are you committed to doing 50 of these in the next 7 days so that we can get on the next webinar and test them? Give me a yes in the chat box if you guys are ready to go. And give me a yes too if you guys see how easy this is, and how we can really, 50 is just tip of the iceberg. If you really want to go hard at Mother's Day, do 250, do 500. Like, the more you test, the better the odds of you finding a huge winner that you can scale the crap out of. So, like, I keep mentioning him, but my buddy Michael, who did message cards like very, very big over the Christmas run up, where he pulled in like $500,000 in sales from a message card, and it wasn't anything that he created. It was a default one from ShineOn. So how cool is that? Like, he's pulling massive numbers. We can pull massive numbers. There is no reason why not. This is a new product too that hasn't been plastered all over the newsfeed and Facebook. So when people see it, it'll catch their eye a little bit more. And there's some great mock-ups too that ShineOn produces. They even have one with real ladies' hands on it now too, which on the gift box. So this is going to go into a gift box. The little necklace is going to go over it, and they have mock-ups of like a real lady's hand holding the gift box. So that type of thing just makes it really, really easy for us to sell these things. So many angles that we can use. Don't stick to just from the son or from the daughter. Do from the husband, from the dad of the daughter, from the dad of the mom, from the mom of the mom, from mother-in-laws, father-in-laws. There's so many different angles that you can take. Even uncle to mom, aunt to mom. I mean, really, the only limit is like how many different relationships are there in a family? Like, how many different people are there, right? So everybody has a mom, or everybody knows a mom. So there's no reason why you cannot just kick butt with this whole Mother's Day thing. All right, so I'm going to take some questions, and I'm going to kind of end here because we are at our hour. What about Spanish? Do it. What about Spanish? Pump them out there. What about German? Do it. What about Italian? Do it. What about French? Do it. If I spoke those languages, man, I would just be doing those. My God, those markets are wide open. Do it. You said the card will be a PNG file for ShineOn. Yeah, because I just did export as PNG. ShineOn can't take a Photoshop file, so it's got to be PNG or JPEG, but I use PNG. Do you still do $100 budgets per test on these? Nope. I'm going to show you a lot smaller way to do this, where we're going to spend a little bit of money over 3 days instead of $100 over 1 day. So we're going to spread it out a little bit. I'll show you a little bit different tweak. I'm ready to do it. Good, good, good. Do we test necklace type as well? Absolutely, we do. We're testing everything. We're testing combos. We're testing necklace types. We're testing it all. Which pendant do you choose for the necklace? I will show you next week. But I do want you to test them because ShineOn has stock in place for some of these, and some of their stock ran out, which I'm sure will never happen again because I don't think they realize how much these would sell like hotcakes during the Christmas season. So like the white gold heart with little cubic zirconias in it sold out, and that you can blame Michael for that one because that's the one that he used. Since some necklaces are out of stock or almost out of stock, yeah. So that's why we don't want to just test one kind, because if we do that and then that thing runs out of stock, then we're kind of screwed, right? So make sure you spread out your necklace tests, and they all work. The infinity necklace is working for me right now, and they have tons of stock of that. So now there's another question. Do I have to create a niche page, or can I use my brand's page, which isn't active right now? You can use your brand page. You don't need a new one. You could literally have a page called I Love Turtles, and you could advertise mom message cards on it. Like, it's a family thing. So there's people always say like, well, do I need a Mother's Day page? No, you do not. It can be any page. The page is it's just a necessary evil that we have to have in order to advertise on Facebook. Which is kind of why, like Google, when I'm over there, I don't need a page. I don't have to have a page attached to my thing to my ad account in order to run ads on Google. But on Facebook, I have to have a page because that's how their system was set up. Which in a way it makes sense, but in a way it's kind of like it's just more work for us. So any page you have is fine because like this family stuff and gift stuff and Mother's Day stuff is wide open. Would you cover how to register for the ShineOn platform? Sure, I'll show you right now. Go here. ppccoach.com/ShineOn. And all you're gonna do is click here. And you're gonna enter your name, your email, your password, and you're gonna click register. That's it. You're in. Simple. Not regarding this webinar. I added some questions to my last journal entry yesterday, mug challenge related. If you can chance later today, can you pop in and answer them? Yeah, I will. I'm trying to keep up with the journals too. There's a lot in there. So I do try and go through them at least once a week, just check up on everybody. But yeah, so, if you don't have your account, then go to, this is my kind of affiliate link, so I get, so they can track who I sent. It's ppc-coach.com/ShineOn. Go there, create your account. That's for the app, or for the platform, not the app. So people get confused too. They say, well, what's the difference between the app and the platform? The ShineOn app is used for a Shopify store. The ShineOn platform is where you do not need a store. So we are going to be using the platform for Mother's Day. So you do not need a store. All right. ppc-coach.com/ShineOn. So now I can tell my voice is getting a little bit hoarse here. So I'm going to close it off with that. I will post this replay. Thank you everybody for coming on. We had a great turnout today. And I hope you guys are pumped. I hope you can see the unlimited opportunity that's sitting right in front of you. Just got to do the work. That's all. So next one, I'll show you how to test. And then after that, we'll show you how to scale. And then we're going to make a ton of money on Mother's Day. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon. Have a great day. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the webinar. Let me get my settings right here. There we go. Okay, so give me one if you can see that little message card on the screen and you can hear me okay in the chat box. Right on. 111. Good, good, good. And I'm going to skip the where everybody's from because I know where y'all are from. I know we got people worldwide in here, so that's awesome. Anybody in Orlando, Florida? Because I'm heading down there pretty soon. Just wanted to check and see. And man, what news last night, eh? The NBA suspended the season. That's crazy. And the March Madness, nobody's going to be able to view the games except on TV. That's nuts too. But yeah, coronavirus, man. So the question I've been getting is, how's this going to affect business? Well, if you think about it, I mean, it's going to affect things definitely, but on the positive side, there's going to be a lot more people staying home. And what do people do when they stay home? They go on their phone or they go on their computer and they start surfing around. And guess what they're going to see? Our ads. So people do still have money. That's not a thing. And holidays are still going to happen regardless of viruses coming or going. So, I mean, this corona thing, it will pass. They always do. And it's just a matter of now time in order for it to go. So, yeah, it's serious, but I mean, this happens all the time. Just go back through history. There's tons of viruses that have come and gone. So, anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we are talking about getting message cards up and running for testing. So, what I'm going to show you today is two things. Well, actually, three things. I'm going to show you how to launch it, how to run an ad campaign from Facebook to test it, and then how to run it from Google search. So this is something new that I've never showed before in the forums, and I can't wait to show you guys because I just want to open your eyes to the fact that there's more than one traffic source out there. So yeah, I still use Facebook a lot, mainly. It's my main traffic source, but I also use Google quite a bit too. So Google search is great because people are actually typing in looking for products, whereas Facebook, they're just kind of scrolling through. So it's more of interruption marketing on Facebook, but on Google, it's actually buyer intent. And yeah, we'll be using Google for testing and ramping up and scaling. So I'm going to show you both, and then you can pick and choose which one you want to go with. A lot of people have requested the Google stuff, so that's what I'm going to show because I really like Google too. I've been using them for, oh man, since like 2005, and I really, really, really like Google. Okay, so that's my message card anyway. So it just says, to my wife, this is a husband to his wife for Mother's Day. It says, I know I don't say I love you as many times as I should or thank you as much as you deserve, but I hope you know how grateful I am for everything you do and that I love you more than anything. Happy Mother's Day. So I'm like, that's a very pretty message card. So let's go here and let's go into your ShineOn account and just click on add new and product. Now, product wise, we are at a little bit of a standstill on some of these products because they're actually out of stock, which sucks. So we want to go with ones that are in stock. And this infinity heart necklace is the one that I've been doing all my testing with mainly. This gold heart up here is a good one. And Eric says they're getting more in. And as well, there's the interlocking hearts, which I don't even know where those went. But that's a good one too. So let's go with this, the infinity heart. Just click create product. And then we're going to click here, drag and drop your image. So I'm going to click it. And then I'm going to go to, oh, computer slow here. Come on, computer. D drive, message cards, Mother's Day, designs, this one. So that's the one I just showed you. And now, like, people are saying, well, what do you do? Husband to wife or son to mom, or like, which one works best? And I'm like, they all work. So what works best for me might not work best for you and might work better for somebody else. So what I suggest is test all the different angles and find which one works best for you, okay? So click continue to product assets. And then we go here and we go to my wife. And we'll go happy Mother's Day. And then we'll say, I love you more than anything. So I'll just take bits and pieces from there. Then down here, I'll put Looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift for your wife. This is it. Get her this beautiful gift box, necklace, and message card. Now, you don't even have to wrap it. You'll love it. I love that you thought of her in such a kind and sweet way. There you go. Then I'll just bold the title. So it's a question and an answer and then kind of what it is. And this part I found you don't even have to wrap it is very important for men because by nature we're very lazy. And I know that I can buy this for my wife and I can just hand it to her with some flowers and maybe some chocolate, take her out for dinner, and I'm good. I'm like the best husband ever. So there we go. And it fits nice, looks really good. There's questions too on should we do just black and white, white background with black text. I'm finding this is converting really, really well, even compared to my fancy ones. So sometimes simple is best, and this shows up very well on Facebook too. Okay, so the other question I get all the time is, what do we do for pricing? Well, leave it on the defaults to start. If it's working really, really well, you can always bump up the price. But even at $49.95, the base cost is $11.30. That's still a good, healthy profit margin to work with. So now we'll get down here to the Facebook pixel. You need for me, I'm going to use my wife pixel, and then Google. I'm going to show you this part too in a second after I launch it, and I'll come back and edit this because we need to track from Facebook and we need to track from Google. If you notice, there's no real spot to put in any code. So we are actually going to track through Google Analytics. So you guys are getting a big bonus here on something that most people don't know how to do. And that is set up tracking through Google Analytics to Google Ads. Most people don't know how to do that because it's not the simplest thing, but it does work and it works very well. So this part here, your product handle, you can change your URL. So right now it's going to create a big long URL. I don't really care about that because I'm not putting the URL in the description or anything. It's just linking right to it. And the good part is of ShineOn doing this is like lucky, right? The bad part is if people know that I use the word lucky, they can search for my products very easily and find them all. And that's not good to me. So I'm not going to use this at all. I'm just going to go with whatever they use, they generate for the product right there. So I think from a Facebook end, I can grab the pixel, which is, I got a wife account. So I'm just going to go into one of them. I'm going to edit the ad, grab a pixel ID, because I can't remember exactly what it is. So it's this one, 547, whatever. So I grab that pixel ID, I go back to ShineOn, and I paste it. Now, I'm going to click Publish Product. I'm not going to do the Google part yet because I don't want to confuse you guys. I'm going to stick to Facebook, then I'm going to go to Google, come back and edit this. So I'm going to Publish Product. And it doesn't show immediately. It takes a minute for it to show. So we're going to have to refresh this. Meantime, I can start creating the actual campaign. So in here, I've got a couple other wife ones. If I sort it, then I know I'm at like number 5. So what I'm going to do is a method that I've been using that's working very, 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 very well. And it's a CBO slow and steady that I'm going to use for testing. And then I'll show you how to scale it too in the next webinar. But setup is as, I'll show you here. So we're on campaign number 5. So go into your ad account, create a campaign, I number it. Then I'm going to put the name. So I think I did, ShineOn. So I put SH for ShineOn, and then to my wife, Happy Mother's Day. Can't remember what I put on the end. Let's see if it's loaded here. There it is. I love you more than anything. So I'm just going to take that title. Put it right here. All right, and then we're going to do a conversion campaign. And we're going to turn on CBO. And now don't panic. I'm putting $1,000 daily budget, but you'll see that we're not going to spend that. Not even near that. So just put it at 1,000 because when Facebook sees $1,000 daily budget, I think their system goes, ooh la la, big time spender. Let's give him some good traffic, even though we're not going to spend that. I mean, I'm happy to spend it if it's making money, but if it's not, then I'm not. So now, what to go with on the targeting side? I've always found the older guys are working better, but you can start a couple younger. 25 men, USA, and then we're going to put the word steady in there, of course, and then March 13th, which is actually Friday. Friday's not the best day. You know what? I'm going to start this today, just because we're in the morning anyway. So I put the word interest, but I'm going to replace that with what I actually target in there in a second. So save to draft. Now, while that's loading, oh, that was fast. All right, good for you, Facebook. So let's go in and start punching away here. So I want the purchase event. So put your pixel ID 547 for me, and I want the purchase event. There we go. So you'll see this is good because it's showing red, and this is what you guys will see when you first start out. That's fine, and it gives you a big warning here. Don't worry about that. Doesn't matter. Now we are going to use dynamic creatives, which you guys might not have used before, but they work very well in a CBO. And then we're going to start it right now, but if you did want to start it later, you can. Some people are saying too, they can't get this part to show the start date. That's because you're on guided creation. Switch to quick creation, which is what I'm doing here in order to get this to show as my screen shows. All right, now I'm going to switch this to United States. And then I'm going to go men. I'm going to go 25 plus. Now, it's a married man. So my first thing is going to be married. And they have to have like a wife and they have to have kids, right? So the beauty of Facebook is this is men who are married and have kids. So that's 24 million men in the US. And then all we're going to do is go into sub niches within that. So I'm gonna turn off expanded. I don't want that. So I'm just going to narrow a little bit further, and I'm going to go with some sub niches like hunting. So married men who have kids and are into hunting, there's 3.4 million in the US. That's a good size. All the rest of this I leave on defaults. So I'm going to use auto placements, and I'm going to use all this conversions, 7-day click or 1-day view. Some people get hung up on this, and I don't know why, because honestly, it doesn't matter. The conversion window, like, yeah, you can go into the technical side and debate back and forth as to, well, I feel that this is how they do it, and I feel that this is how they do it. You know what? I've run every single variation of every single option on this screen that you're looking at, and I don't find much difference in anything. So don't get hung up on these little tiny nuances that do not matter. All right, that's my advice. So up here, I'm going to put hunting and married and parents all, because that's the interest that I used. So I'll double click all that, go to copy. Oh, excuse me, I almost forgot the most important part. And if I did and I have $1,000 daily budget and I forget this part, I would spend a ton of money. Like my rules will catch it. That'll show you the rules in a sec, but still, we need to add spend limits. Okay, this add spend limits on a CBO is vital. Now, when you're running, most people say put a minimum and then the maximum will be like whatever. But what I found works is this magic number of a maximum of $12.50 per day right in there on a CBO, $1,000 CBO, 10 ad sets with a maximum ad set spend of $12.50. That means I'll spend maximum of $125 a day on this. And after 1 day, that's way more than enough to know if I got a winner or not. Plus, I have rules on this too that are going to shut things down real quick. So, yeah, don't forget this part. If you set up this campaign and you forget to add the maximum spend of $12.50, that's on you, because I'm going to really scream at you about this. Don't forget the maximum spend. It's vital, 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 vital. Okay, let's go there. Then I'm going to put it on married and happy for the page, because why not? They're married and hopefully happy. And now I need images, so I got to grab some images. So let's go back to ShineOn and let's go to the link. So we click that, It'll open up a product link, and it's created a nice little gift box here. So I'm going to save that. And now here's a little thing that's annoying too. Sometimes if it hasn't processed yet, it'll save it as this WEP WebP file, which is like some fancy new file that they have that is useless to me. But the only real way to edit these is to use MS Paint. So I'm going to save that one. I'm going to go to another one. I like to do the gold one too. There it is. Oh, there it is. So I'll save the silver and the gold. I'll save that one. And now what I need to do is go in there. So I'll go into D drive, message cards, Mother's Day, designs there, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to open this with MS Paint in my case, because it can handle these files. Now I'm going to resize this to 1080 by 1080. And then I'm just going to go File, Save As. I'm going to save it as a PNG. Silver PNG. And then OK. All right. And then I'll go back here and I can actually just do the same thing. Open with, Paint, resize, pixels, 1080. And then File, Save As, PNG. There we go. Okay. So now I've got my 1080 by 1080 images right here. Just gonna move that over. And now, if you don't have MS Paint, there must be something on a Mac. I don't have a Mac, so I don't know what else you can use. Typically, I'll use Photoshop, but I don't have a Mac, so I can't really offer any advice on a Mac. But there's got to be something. And actually, maybe a Mac thing is more powerful. But so the basic gist is we need two images, and they got to be 1080 by 1080 PNG files, preferably. So select images. And we're going to go upload. I'm going to wrong one. All files. Didn't I just save that in there? I saved it to the wrong one. I did. I put it in the wrong folder. I swear to God, I just saved it in that folder and I don't see it. Huh? Let's try that again. I don't know where I saved that. I lost it. I lost my file. Save as PNG, and I am. Oh, Fiverr and message cards. What the hell? It'll always be my forever. Okay. So Fiverr, message cards, wife. To my wife, you'll always be my forever. Well, that's interesting. I put it in the wrong spot. Let's go back in here. Oh, actually, let's go here. Upload. D drive. So I just put it in the wrong folder. Yeah, I put it right here by accident. Dumb. I found them, but they're in the wrong folder. So make sure you save it to the right folder, otherwise you'll be confused like I just was. And then continue. And then I'm just gonna grab, while I'm waiting for that to upload, I'm gonna grab the URL too. So copy the URL and then go back here and then scroll down to this red box. Just paste it in. And I'll get rid of that warning message. Now, allow additional optimizations. We're gonna turn that on because it'll actually create a video out of our images and our text, which is very cool. And then in here, we're gonna put our primary text. We're gonna put two of them. So happy or perfect Mother's Day gift for the wife. This is it. Get her one now. So short and sweet. Another one. I'll say Mother's gift for your wife. Actually, I'm going to put the, because I don't want to put your, because then I'm assuming they have a wife and Facebook doesn't like that. This beautiful gift box, necklace, and message card says it all. Get her one now and make her day. There we go. So you just put two variations and they will split test the images, they'll split test the primary text, and then they'll split test the headline, description, and buttons. So here I'm going to put click here for details and add another option and click here for pricing. And then that's good for that. And then I'll put she will love this. And then add another option under the description. Get her one now. And then scroll down to the buttons, which is right here. So learn more, and we're going to do shop now. So there, we've basically got 32, I think it is, variations of an image, of an ad that we can use. So that works awesome. Facebook loves it. They love CBO. They love big budgets. They love dynamic creatives. And this will do very, very well. Okay. So they'll just basically switch out everything in between, make sure your pixel's right. And then that's our first one. So we're good to go. So now we just do a dupe. And it's a lot faster now. We'll go number 2, and we'll go with the old fishing. Remove the word copy, Control A, Control C. I'm just going to scroll down and change hunting to fishing. And then I'm just going to change the ad name. And then I'll go back to the ad set. That's it. I don't have to redo the ad. Now you're probably saying, well, you don't have the post ID. Yeah, I don't, because you can't really do post ID, that method, with dynamic creatives. Every creative is a new one. And I know people say, well, you need the social proof, Will. You're losing it. Yeah, and it doesn't matter anymore. That's old. Social proof doesn't matter now. Facebook treats these a lot better than ones that have like tons of likes, shares, and comments. So things change. We got to change with it. That's the way it goes. So I'll do outdoor enthusiast. And you can see that's 880,000, still a very good size. And somebody asked me, like, what range am I looking for on the reach? From 0 to 1 trillion is the range that you want to be in, because the range doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter. It could be 5 people, and if they all buy, you're happy. You're not going to be able to scale it, but that number, the potential reach number, it's another thing that's just white noise. It doesn't matter. So don't worry about that little tiny detail, because it's not something to even fret about. All right, now I'm going to switch to my other stuff, like love. You can see that's 4.6 million of the metric that people seem really concerned about, but they shouldn't be. The main metric that you want to track is money in and money out. How much did I spend and how much did I make? And if you spent less than you made, you're doing well. That's what you want to do. You know what? I'll do this one, but there is actually Mother's Day as an interest. Now, you could just stop here and do 5. I'm going to do 10, just because I like setting up campaigns. No, because I really do think this product will work very well, so I'm going to set up 10. But if you're on a budget, just set up 5 instead. And then, like I said, Mother's Day is actually an interest. It's pretty cool. And I'm moving pretty quick. Some of you are like, no, you're not. But some of you are like, man, I don't even know what he's doing. So just watch the replay and you can pause it and move through each step by step, which you're going to have to do when I get to the Google Ads stuff anyway, because the Google Ads, I have to use Google Analytics, and you guys are going to be scratching your head for a second while you're watching me. And there's the wonderful part where the systems don't update in real time, so we have to actually wait for the pixel to be imported, which is fun. Yeah, I'll show you in a sec. So I put GIF too, because why not? And so I did love, but I want to do my other favorite, which is Well, we can even do engaged shoppers, why not? So this is people who've clicked the call to action shop now button in the past week. So we know these guys they're on Facebook and they're actually clicking. It doesn't mean they're buyers though. They could just be looking for prices or window shopping. Just gotta do 2 more here. Paste. And then my other favorite is happiness. I love that interest. And I see some comments coming in like, how are you targeting these weird interests and they're working? Well, because it's not about the interests. It's about the niche and the demographics and the product more than anything. The product will draw your buyers. We know it's married men who have kids. That's who we want to target because they have a wife. And the wife is a mother. So there's a connection right there. So people get so bogged down in targeting. You don't have to be, because targeting is honestly the least important part of an ad. The most important part is the product you're selling. If that product is a good one and people like it, you could put together the crappiest campaigns in the world and they will still profit. Yeah, I put grad too. There's 10. So I wanted to put 10 so you can see how fast I can actually do this. Boom, done. Now I just upload that. Well, actually, before I upload, go to edit, go to ad sets, select all, go to edit. And if you're scheduling them to start tomorrow, check your schedule date, and then go here and click view and edit, and just make sure that everyone has a maximum spend of $12.50, which they do. And just check your settings, and then you can check your links too, if you want. So just go in there, and just grab that link and make sure that it's working, and it is. And then make sure your pixel's on there. It is, so we're good. And then you can upload it. So I am going to upload this. And now I want to put some rules just to pause things on this. And then I'll show you how to ramp it up and scale next week. But we're basically just looking for winners right now. So you need to repeat this process for basically all of your tests. And you might think, well, if I'm doing like 25 tests, I'm not going to run 10 ad sets for each test. That's fine. Run 5. And use the rules will shut them down. The more you test, the faster you're going to find a winner. So if you test 1 a day, between now and the next webinar, that's 7 tests you did. That's okay. But I would double that. I would do at least 14. And it sucks spending money when you don't know if you're going to make money, but we can actually do the rules here now. So I'll click Ads Manager, Automated Rules. And I want to go to I'm in the wrong campaign. Just go to wife. Make sure you're in the right account. And we've got some rules, some old ones in here, but I'm going to create some new ones. So create rule, and we're going to go to here. It's going to be settings. Ad set name contains the word steady. And here we're going to say if spent is greater than, you can be as aggressive as you want. You can put like $8 in here. This depends on what you want to do. So if I make say $30 per sale, which I do approximately on that, I think it was $49.95 minus $12.30, which is like 30. I can't remember. I can't do the math. Well, let's see. Whatever your break even is, you got to figure that out. So the 49.95 minus, was it 12.30? So 37.85, 37.65, and then there is like a 6.5% charge on that for retargeting too. So it'll be, I think it's around $32. So if I take my break even is 32 divided by 2, that's 16 that I could spend. If I want to get super aggressive, I could go half of that. So if you want to say if spent is greater than 8 and add to cart is less than 1 for lifetime, then shut it down, you can do that. So let's go steady. This is pretty aggressive. You could turn that up to like 15 if you have a bigger budget. So rule number 1, turn off ads, turn off if spent is greater than 8 and add to cart is less than 1 lifetime. Okay, so that means if it spends $8 without an add to cart, it's going to shut off. So that means we have to have a lot of ad sets running, right? And then the second rule is this. Settings. Ad set name again is steady. Contain steady. And in this case, spent is greater than, I'll go higher on this, like 20. Because this means it had an add to cart, so I'm going to give it more money to actually get a sale. Then I'll go purchases, smaller than 1, turn it off. So this will run every 30 minutes. So turn off if spent is greater than, so I went 8:20. Gotta remember that for my other one, for my Facebook or Google Ads rules. Great. Close. And then last one is this one. So now if it got a sale, I want to make sure that it's not running away on me. So ad set name contains steady and purchases is greater than 0. And in this case, I'm going to use return on ad spend is smaller than 2 lifetime, then shut it down. So this is just my little check that it's making money, but then it starts tanking a little bit, then I'm going to shut it right off. And this is pretty aggressive too. Well, actually, a 2 return on ad spend at 2 or less than 2 is not. You're still making money. You're just locking in profits. And purchase. Oh, sorry. ROAS less than 2. There's your 3 basic rules for the slow and steady $1,000 CBO. So you can say, really, I mean, technically you spend $8. So I might spend, if this message card tanks, I'll spend $8 times 10 ad sets is $80 in testing it. If it does well, I'm going to let it run, but then this rule number 3 is going to kick in. So that's your setup on that side. Now, let's go to Google and let's set up a search campaign in Google. Now, first thing we need for a search campaign is we need to be able to track it. So how are we going to track it? I'll show you. We're going to go to Google Analytics. And you're going to open up an account here. So I'm going to sign in. And you can add a property or use, if it's your first time in here, you can just use whatever you want. But under admin, we're going to go to, this is my Gear Bubble Pro Store one, so maybe I'll add a new one. So I'll go create an account. I'm going to call this one, what are we doing? Well, Mother's Day. Mother's Day demo for ShineOn. There, I'll call it that. So I leave all that on, click next, and then it's measure your website, next, and then property setup. My website name is ShineOn. The URL is shineon.com. Category, don't really need one, but we'll put shopping. Then United States, and I'll set my time zone to Detroit, closest to me. Then click create. Then I gotta click this, and scroll through all that, find stuff, I accept. And now I will have my tracking ID. So this is my tracking ID. So now I need to do something with this. I don't need to worry about the tag manager or anything like that, but I do need to go back to ShineOn and I need to click on my product. And then on the right hand side, right here, see this? They have a default one in there, but I'm gonna just paste in the one I just copied. Okay, so I've got my Google Pixel, that's my tracking ID, save. So on ShineOn's end, I am now tracking with Facebook and with Google. Okay, now go back here. And we're done with this part. We just really needed that tracking ID. But now go to admin and up here, go to accounts and make sure that you are in the right one, Mother's Day demo. Now we'll open this. So make sure you're in that one. So ShineOn, am I in the right one? Mother's Day demo. No, I want to be in this one. Oh, properties and apps is called ShineOn. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm in it. So make sure you're in that one. And now over here, we're going to do a goal. And this goal is going to be a new goal. And in here, you're going to put, well, actually, I need something here. Can't remember what it is. So just bear with me 1 second. Because I have to get the URL. I think it's thank you, but let me check. Found it in here a second ago. Yeah, I have it. So where to go? I have it in another one. See, I remember having to scroll through a bunch. Oh, let me go back here. Go to my other one. Just did this. There it is. Thank-you. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure I got the right one. So manage the demo, open. Now let's go back into here. Go to goal. Oh, let's go admin. Let's start right at the beginning. Admin goals. New goal. So we're going to do a custom one. Continue. The goal ID is ShineOn sale. We'll call it that. It's a destination. So it's a page. Continue. And then here, we're going to put the destination equals to thank you. Not begins with, yeah, equal, or is it regular expression? I think it's regular expression. I can't remember what I did. Anyway, value-wise, we can turn that on if we want, and we could set a value. You don't need that, but you do need it if you're going to do target CPA later on. So right now we'll set it to like, I think you make 32 per sale. And then we'll click, with funnel, we don't need that. So we'll click save. That creates a goal in here. Now I'm going to go into my ad account right here, and I'm going to start a campaign. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go tools, conversions, and then I want to import one. So I'm going to go here, plus import. And this is from Google Analytics. We'll continue. Then I want to link my account. Let's go here and see the, I need the ID. So it's 160396601-1. This one. So I want to link this and then turn on link and turn on import site metrics, click save. Good. And now I can go back to tools and conversions and plus and import. So I'm moving pretty quick, but continue. And now this is where it takes a second. So they're kind of updating things on the back end. And it might take a minute for them to actually update. So don't panic if you don't see it in there yet. Meantime, we can set up our test campaign while we're, oh, actually there it is. So this ShineOn sale, it came in right on. So I'm gonna import this goal, click it, import and continue, done. Now, it's right here, ShineOn sale, yeah, this one. This is the one that we're tracking sales with, okay? Ignore all the other ones, that's for a demo I was doing. So ShineOn sale, all website data, that's the one that's gonna track sales. for us. We need that because when we're creating our ads, we want to make sure it's tracking. So let's go back here. That's the hard part. So let's go search campaigns and then campaigns, and then we'll hit the plus sign. I want to do a new campaign. All right, now here, I'm going to create a campaign without guidance because I'm PPC coach, so I don't need it. Search, and then website visits. And then here is where you're going to plug in your URL. All right, here, paste. Continue. We're going to call this number 1. And this is going to be, to my wife, happy Mother's Day, I love you more than anything. So we'll go ShineOn. To my wife, happy Mother's Day, I love you more than anything. There we go. Now I'm going to turn off display because it blows, and I'm going to turn off search partners because I don't want them. I only want search networks for this. And under more settings, I need to do, actually I don't need anything in here. I could use a tracking template, but I'm not going to because that's a little bit too advanced for this one. Dynamic search, I'm going to leave that off. For countries, I'm going to enter locations now. And I'm going to put multiple in here. So enter another, I'm going to put Canada, United States. So I am stacking countries into one. And some people say don't do this, but I've never found it mattered. And Australia. Now, I wouldn't recommend going worldwide because you'll blow through your budget on garbage traffic. So there's my top 6: Australia, Canada, Ireland, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and the United States. Okay, now you could go US only if you wanted. I just like to go a little bit further. And this is people in or regularly in your targeted locations, not people who show interest in. Okay, and then exclude, leave that blank. And here I'm just going to do English only. Under audiences, I'm not going to use any. That's more for retargeting. Under budget, I'm going to go with basically the entire campaign. I could do like $50 a day. And then within that, I'll have ad sets, and I'm also going to have rules that are going to apply. Now bidding, they want you to go for conversions, but we don't really have any conversions yet, so you can't really go with conversions. So hit this, and we're going to go full standard car here. And we're going to turn off enhance. So basically we're going to control the bid. So it's manual CPC. That's what you want. And if you'll go back to previous, this is where I started. You can see they only give you conversion value, clicks, or impressions. If you do clicks, then you can set a maximum cost per click, but it's here at the campaign level. That doesn't help us. So we want to hit this, and we want to go to manual CPC and turn off enhance. Okay, so this is true pay-per-click, old school. You control everything. This is the way I want you to start it. Later on, you can shift to conversions once they have some data. Under show more settings, you have to click that because under conversions, if you don't select the conversion action you want, it's going to use every conversion action in your account. So that's why I went through that hassle of the Google Analytics and the goals and importing it. So I click this and I click select, and then I want my ShineOn sale right there. That's how I want it to track. Only on this one, not on the other conversion events. Okay, that's a little bit advanced, but follow what I'm doing. Just stop and start this on the replay if you need to. That's going to track. And that's a key stumbling block for a lot of people. They don't know how to do the Google Analytics hooked into their ad account. I do. All right, all day, that's where we're going to run it. You could set this to run in certain times of the day. If you do start seeing that certain times are working better, you can schedule it. And Google is way different than Facebook. Google can actually handle a schedule. Facebook can't. It never performs on a lifetime budget for Facebook. Ad rotation, we're going to leave it on optimize. Site link extensions. Now, we should be putting these in, but we don't really have any. And this is just like the, contact us about us and that kind of thing. It makes the ad look better, but we don't have any because we don't own the site. So call out extensions, you can do that too. I'm going to skip those for now because I don't really use them on ShineOn. So click save and continue. And now what we want to do, we're getting to the point where we've got to create our ad group and we need keywords. So to find the keywords, this is why I want to use Google Ads. So click here, and click on Keyword Planner and open that in a new tab. So what I want you to type is, well, discover new keywords and Mother's Day gift. Then I want you to hit this little thing and add in all the countries that we're targeting. So you can tell I've done that before, right? There we go, and get results. So now we're going to see Mother's Day gift has 90,500 average monthly searches. There's the top of page bid, low and high, right? Mother's Day gifts, 300,000. Do you see why I want to be on Google? People think people don't go to Google. Hell yeah, they do. Mother's Day gift ideas, Mother's Day ideas, Mother's Day presents, best Mother's Day gifts, unique Mother's Day gifts, good Mother's Day gifts, Mother's Day necklace. Do you think maybe we should be bidding on these? I sure as hell do. All right, so I'm gonna start this off with my keyword, group one. Now I'm gonna group a whole bunch into one, and I'm gonna run rules based on the keyword itself. So I'm gonna go broad, and then I'm gonna show you how to manage this in the next one and scale it, because we'll get the actual search terms that people are typing in from our broad keywords. All right, so it's exciting stuff. I can't wait to show you. So the main one I plugged in when I typed this was Mother's Day gift, right? Now my default bid, I'm gonna start at 51 cents. Why 51 cents? Because that's where I like started. I mean, no real idea. And now I'm gonna start pulling in. Now some of these are big time, so I might want to lower that bid. And I'm literally just copy and pasting from my other screen. There's no real easy way. Well, I'm sure there's a way to use this with a keyword planner and then transfer the planner to your account and blah, 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 blah. But I always found copy and paste just works best. Plus, I only want these top ones anyway. So do you think if we're selling a Mother's Day gift, this might work? Just maybe. Considering the search volume on these is freaking to the moon. We could even probably start our bid a little bit lower, which I think I might do, because when the search volume's that high, man. No, actually, I think I'll leave it there. I'll just let my rules run it. So what I did, I just took these first ones, all of those, and I put them in broad. Now, why broad? Some of you Google Ads guys might be having a seizure right now. That's okay. I am not gonna let them run wild. And even over here, you can see that you can get ideas. And basically, a lot of those are the same ones I just put in. So you can plug them in from here too. But I like the keyword planner because it shows me the actual amount on there. So, and another one, we can do other ad sets, but we're starting with a test. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. I love this shit, so I'd talk fast, but save and continue. Now, let's create our ad. What are we going to say? Well, to get ideas, go here. Go to the horse's mouth and type in Mother's Day gift. So, Mother's Day gifts. Gifts starting as low as $3.99. Wow, would you really want to give that to your mom? How is that? Yeah, I don't agree with that. Mother's Day gift baskets. Unique gifts. Glitter gift baskets. Amazon Mother's Day gifts. Huge selection and great prices. 9 memorable gift for Mother's Day. 3D laser gifts. I'll be honest, when I go through these, I cringe because their copy sucks. Rose bunny. Rose bear. Really? That's your mother's? Okay. So for me, when I'm writing my ads, you have to speak to the person as if it's your friend. So I would classify all of these ads as garbage. And these are Google search ads. And I'm going to blow them away with my ad copy. And so are you, because I'm going to teach you. So what do we say? Want a Mother's Day gift? Ask them a freaking question. And then give them the answer. This is it. Look no further. If you read that, wouldn't you be, wow, that's pretty ballsy. What are they offering? We have a beautiful gift box and gift box, necklace, and message card that is perfect for any wife slash mom. And then we'll say this. Get her this now. She will love it and love that you found the perfect Mother's Day gift. Look at that, 90 and 90. Done. Create next ad. How awesome is that ad? Does my ad not blow away those other crap that's on there? Yes, it does. Because the other crap that's on there is written by, well, not me. Anyway, so another one we're going to say, instead of want a Mother's Day gift, looking, need a Mother's Day gift. This wife slash mom gift is it going to fit? Perfect. Okay. Check it out now. What? No, I'm going to say that. Your search is over. There. And then down here, we have a beautiful blah, 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 for any wife mom. Get her this awesome Mother's Day gift now and have it in plenty of time for Mother's Day. There, we're creating some urgency. Do it now. So I'm going to save, continue. So I split tested my ads, right? Now I am going to continue to campaign, but there is a couple more things we have to do. So the campaign setup, it's running, it's not running because you can click on ads and extensions. So you can see it's under review, but let's talk ads first. We have a control and we have a test. The control is the one that did best. And the one that did best is the one that got the best, the most sales at the lowest cost per conversion. These conversions are going to be tracked from ShineOn through Google Analytics to your Google Ads account. So we can look at this. Now, after running this for, on a test campaign, we're not going to have too much data, but once we hit the scaling phase, we're always going to want to have a control and a test, and we want to beat the control with our test. So we'll look at this and we'll come in, we'll say, okay, this ad's doing better, so we'll pause this one, we'll create a duplicate and modify something to always have two ads running. But you can see my ad copy blows away the crap ad copy that's currently on there. Mother's Day gift starting as low as $3.99. That's, no! Mother's Day gifts, unique gifts, glitter gift, come on, man. Amazon Mother's Day gift, huge selection, great prices. Wow, could you be more generic, Amazon? Like this, to me, if I read that versus that other ad copy, I'd be clicking my ads. All right, so that's number one. We will be split testing these. Number two, I want you to go to devices, and we can adjust them. So there's computer, mobile phones, and tablets. You click the edit, you click decrease by at least 30% on a phone, and then edit, decrease by at least 30% on a tablet. This little trick can turn a losing campaign into a profitable one because people buy more stuff on their computers than they do on their phones and their tablets. Now they might look on their phone and they could still buy on their phone, but we want the bulk of the traffic to come from people searching on their computers, and Google allows us to do that. Okay. One other thing, demographically, we can set our demographics. So first demographic is gender. We do not want our ad to show to females. We do not want our ad to show to unknown, so turn them off. We want males only. Not only that, we want age, and we don't want to bother with 18 to 24 because they don't buy. In fact, 25 to 34, we'll see, we can come in at any time and turn these on or off, but unknown as well, we can leave it on. But basically turn off the youngest one because that's not the one that works best. All right, so we're looking for basically guys that are older. Now we can't really tell yet if any of their status, like married or anything, we don't know. So we're gonna have to run this and let the pixel figure out who to show it to best. But we can narrow it down a little bit to at least gender, men, and age 25 plus. Kind of like Facebook, right? Same idea. So if you wanted to get real technical, you could go in here. We could go older. Let's try audiences. I'm just looking for something. It's not in there. We could have our keyword include the word wife in it. Mother's Day gift for wife. Well, let's try some. I'm thinking we don't need to yet. No. Well, while we're in here, when you click on keywords, these are the ones you're bidding on. These are the ones you don't want to show, and these are the ones that people actually type in. So as this spends some money, you'll actually see the words that people are typing in. Pretty cool, right? So the only problem right now is we don't know if they're married or not, and we don't know if they have kids. So we're just kind of going to rely on the pixel to find those right guys, which leads me to another. Well, I'm going to show that in the scaling. I can't show it. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So keep it simple. Set this up first. Your ads are under review. So if you come in here, search campaigns, you go to campaigns, and you're like, okay, well, this says it's eligible, and then I go to ad groups, so I click on it, I look at my ad group, it says eligible, but I have no traffic, then you have to click on this too, and make sure they're not under review. Because if they're under review, the other two areas will say eligible, but it won't be active until it's reviewed. So the review doesn't take very long for the text ads, but just know that. So if we go back to ad groups, let's say we come back in here and we see that this ad group is not really getting anything after the ads are approved, it's still not getting anything, then we can edit the bid. We can go up by like 10 cents to 61 and then let that run, see if we get any impressions. If we don't, go up to 71, then 81, then 91, then $1 What you bid isn't necessarily what you're paying, all right? So don't worry about that. At the keyword level too, it's going to take, it has a default for the ad group, but if we change any of these bids within here, this will override the default for the ad group on the bid. So again, you could manage the keywords individually too, okay? And if you really want it, well, yeah, I think this will work fine as is, but this could get sons looking for Mother's Day gifts too. So we may have to put in the word wife into these keywords to make sure that it's actually somebody looking for their wife too. But typically even a husband is going to type in these keywords. So yeah, we're going to have to leave it at that. Now, we're not done. Just like Facebook, well, we've got it set up and it's being reviewed, but go to tools and settings, go to rules. So we need rules. We need rules for this. So we're going to ignore these ones, but we're going to do rules. And do you know who invented rules and automated rules for paid traffic? These guys, not Facebook. Facebook basically copied these guys. So hit plus, hit keywords, keyword rules right there. And now we're going to select a rule, which is pause the keyword. And we're going to keywords in selected campaigns, and we're going to select our campaign and click done. Now the condition is this: if the cost is what? Greater than, well, in this case, we can't really go with add to cart. We gotta go with purchase. So we could say if the cost is greater than 20, well, we could go more aggressive too, but 20 is good. And conversions is smaller than, less than 1 for the lifetime, we'll shut it down. So the frequency, we only have once daily, weekly, or monthly. So we're going to run this at basically 11:45 p.m. using data from all time. So you can see all the different options: same day, previous day, same week, previous week. So blah, 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 all these variants, we're going to use all time. Email results only if there are changes or errors. Rule name, we're going to call it basically keyword rule number 1. Pause if cost is greater than 20 and conversion less than 1. Now you can turn that down too if you want to be more aggressive. You can turn that down to $10 without a conversion if you really wanted. So I just copied that, save. So that's that one. Now I want to add another one. And it's a keyword rule. And it's going to be pause the keyword. And it's going to be here. and then done. Now, unlike Facebook, I can actually edit which campaigns it shows for. So when I have more campaigns I'm putting in, I have to come in and edit this rule to reflect, to attach to the new campaigns too. Okay, so Facebook, we use a little hack with the ad set name. In here, you have to come in and edit the rule to attach all the other campaigns that you create. So every campaign you create, you just have to attach the rule, okay? So this is going to be conversions, in this case is greater than 0, and we're gonna do conversions. Cost per conversion is greater than 20, or I mean, our break even is 32. Then we're gonna run that at 11:45 every night using all-time data. And this is going to be paste, so we'll just edit this. So we'll call this rule number 2. Pause if conversion. In this case, so it got a sale and cost per conversion less than 1, or sorry, greater than our break even lifetime. There we go. So that will basically pause everything for you. As far as scaling and ramping up, I'm not going to cover that today. I'm going to cover that in the next webinar that we're going to do, because we've got a lot to digest now. So like, what do you want to do with this? Well, this can be, like, a lot of these are going to be really good, but when you get into here and you actually have search terms populating, well, I'll show you an example. So here's a Tumblr that I ran kind of just as a demo, but you can see I actually have search words. This is what I bid on for the Tumblr: Yeti, Yeti mug, Yeti cup, Yeti cooler. Look at my ads. I never say the word Yeti in it, but under keywords, when I go to search terms, this is what people were actually typing in: 20-ounce tumbler handle Walmart, 20-ounce tumbler box. How many inches are in a 20-ounce tumbler? Somebody actually searched for that and clicked on my ad. Ozark Trail Tumbler website, 3 impressions, 1 click. That's really good. RTIC tumbler, sublimation, 20-ounce tumblers, 3 impressions, 1 click. Walmart tumblers, Yeti. So all these people were looking for tumblers, and I was sending them to my page looking for a 20-ounce tumbler. Ours is funny and awesome. Check it out now. Let me drop everything and work on your problem. That's what ours says on it. Multiple color options available. Get one now and give one as a gift. So I was saying that, and people were clicking it. So in this case, this is a good example of, well, not the best example because I don't have a sale yet, but I only spent $4 here and $2 here. So far, this is a control and this is a test, and the control is beating the test. So once this spends like maybe $20, $50, $100, then I can come in and pause this one, create a duplicate, and try and compete with the winner. So I can see the click-through. Actually, from a CTR point of view, this ad is blowing away this ad. Big time. Ours is funny and awesome. This one is just as good. So those subtle little changes. Now, I never use the word Yeti in it because Yeti is trademarked, but I am showing my ad when people type in any of my Yeti keywords for this Tumblr. Cool, right? So that's just a little bit of Google ad training for you. We've got more coming because we can expand this, and I don't want to get into all the expansion right now because I want you guys to get testing up and running and find a winner before you actually expand. So keep an eye on your ads too. One good thing about Google is if I set my budget at 50 a day, they can spend up to 100 a day, so be aware of that. But I have had instances very recently where I set the budget to like $20 a day and Google spent 360 some dollars. And so I was panicking. I'm like, what the hell? Why'd you spend that much? And I went worldwide and I got a bunch of garbage clicks, like multiple, like hundreds of garbage clicks. And then, so I contacted Google and she said, oh, no. She goes, we understand that, you set the budget here. Our system went over, but if you look at the reports, we only billed you for like 20 instead of 360. So you got basically $340 worth of free traffic from us because we know the system couldn't stop in time. So that's our fault, not yours. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So just be aware of that. If you do have stuff that's getting a flood of traffic, always keep an eye on this and come into all campaigns and then search and then campaigns, and you can see your actual campaigns. This is a high level view. And then to go into the actual campaign itself, when you click here, it'll take you into the ad group. And when you click on the ad group, it'll take you into the keywords, right? That's how you can navigate this. So just go all, right? And then campaigns, click it. And that's when you're in. Sound good? All right, you guys probably have some questions, I imagine, which is cool. Let's go search campaigns. This one. Now we're in that one. Okay, so now we're going to close it off. So Google for testing or winners, for testing and winners. Yep. You can say it was PNG if you go into edit listing. All right, cool. Oh, that's the paint stuff. Oh, why is Friday a bad day to start ads? Would you recommend certain days to start ads? Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the best day to start ads. Saturdays are good. Sundays are good. I find Friday afternoons stink and Mondays are garbage. How many campaigns should we run ads for? Each campaign is $80 in Google. Each campaign is $50. Well, if the budgets are too high, cut them in half. So yeah, I'm setting mine for, or set your rules far more aggressively. Either turn down your budgets, run less ad sets, or turn your rules up so they're more aggressive. So yeah, for me, I mean, 80, I don't look at it at mine as what am I going to spend? I always go into all my tests thinking this is a winner. So I think it's a mindset thing. If you go into the test thinking, man, I'm just going to lose money, then you're negative. You're already negative. So don't think of this as losing money. Think of this as going up to the, I don't know, at least going up to the, stepping up to the plate and trying to hit a home run. That's what I'm looking at it as. Like if I'm a baseball player, I don't step up to the plate and think, oh man, I'm just going to strike out. What's this going to cost me? Like, that's not the right attitude for paid traffic. So don't think of it that way. If your budget is tight, test less, test with lower amounts, and test less ad sets, that's all. Or test less keywords. So it'll take you a little bit longer to find a winner, but at least you'll feel better about it. Just mindset is everything. So if you go into this thinking, this is a loser, I'm just throwing away money. How much am I going to throw away on this one? That's not good. That's not a healthy way to look at it at all. So instead look at it as, man, which one of these is going to take off? Which one of these keywords is going to blow through the roof? Which one of these ad sets in Facebook, which one of these interests is going to really dominate? Like, this is exciting. I can't wait. Instead of like, oh man, I'm just tallying up in my accountant mode here, and that's a lot of money I'm going to be spending. Well, yeah, but you got to spend money to make money. So yeah, we had 50 quotes, and should we run tests for all 50? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Because why not? Like, what are you in this to just kind of lose, or are you in this to win? If you take one shot at this, if you're like, I have 50 quotes, now what? You test them. That's what. You don't let them sit there. Why would you let them sit there? Why even bother doing them if you're not going to test them? Get out of this scarcity, everything's going to fail mindset. Get into the right one. You're buying data so you can actually, you're putting money down to see which one of these is my winner that I'm going to scale. That's your mindset. Not, oh my God, I have 50, I have to test them all, I'm going to lose so much money. Holy cow, don't even think that way. I don't think that way at all. I think the more tests I have, the faster I'm going to find a winner, the faster I'm going to make money. So I'm happy to spend it to get there. So I think that you hit on a huge thing that a lot of people go through. They don't want to spend any money to get there. And they're looking at everything they put out there as a loss before it even starts. And if that's your mindset, holy shit, this is going to be a tough business for you. You can't look at it that way. It's a good thing when you're testing. You're getting one step closer to finding that big winner that's going to pay for everything and put the money in your pocket. It's way too many people give up way too early. Yeah, I see it day in and day out. Even people that buy the trial on my forums and quit a couple days later, I'm like, I just want to reach through the screen and smack them and be like, why did you even come here? You spent $1 and you quit after 7 days? Give me a break. You haven't even done anything. Like, holy shit, I don't get it. Pardon my French, but man. So don't look at testing as losing money. Look at it as getting a step closer to finding your winner. Spin it all to a positive. Say, yeah, I have to test. Yeah, I have to spend money. That's part of the process. I have to do this in order to find my winner so that I pay for everything and have money in my pocket. The only difference between me and somebody who's struggling with this is I've tested more. I've had more failed products than you. That's it. The only difference between Like I got buddies that are making even more money than me. And you know why? Because they've tested more than me. That is the key to success, is to fail at tests. Weird, eh? It's freaking crazy. But the more you fail, the closer you get to that winner. You're one step closer. You have to make it through the shit part in order to get there. And the guys that join my forums and quit so early, I'm just like, man, you're gonna be on to the next shiny object and the next one and the next one. You've got everything you need right here, and you're not gonna accept it. And it's the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I've seen that time and time again. But the ones that get it and it clicks with them and they go, okay, this is not a negative thing, this is a positive thing, they get it and they're gonna succeed faster. Those are the people I love helping too. So I'm debating on trying messages in Spanish. Do you think this will work? Go for it. If I could speak Spanish, I'd be running Spanish stuff. Yes, go for it. If I spoke German, I'd be running German stuff. So if I do speak French, but I was like in high school. If I spoke French, I would be running French stuff because you've got the whole market to yourself. To yourself. Do it. Absolutely. When will the recording be available? This afternoon. I'll put it up. How much money should I spend on testing on average until I get a winner? You set that amount. If it's $50 total between Facebook and Google, that's your amount. So if you spend $50 on a winner, if you get a sale, you're good to go. If you don't, you shut it off and move on to the next. Set a dollar amount, set a hard amount, and stick to it. So if you spend 50 and you've got like 8 add to carts and no sales, maybe the price is too high. I don't know. Maybe the price is too low. I don't know. But set a hard dollar amount and stick to it. Don't just dump good money after bad. Just because you're scheduled to spend 80 here and 50 here, that doesn't mean you have to spend that full amount. You could say, I'm spending $20 for every test, and I'm going to have to burn through a lot of tests, but I'm going to get there. You can do that too. Me, personally, I spend $100 per test. Because I know I'm going to find one pretty quick at $1,000 over 10 of them. I'm going to find a winner pretty quick. Versus somebody who's spending like $10 over 50 of them, that's like $500 they're spending over 50. And you know, if you hit a good sale, that's good. That's a good sign if you get an early sale, but it's just a different style. So set aside some budget for testing, set a fixed amount that you want to spend per test and stick to that amount. When you hit that amount, go into Facebook and go into Google and shut off that test campaign for that product. And be relentless. Don't think, oh no, I'll just give it a little more, a little more, a little more. Set your dollar amount and stick to it. I would say 50 is a good number to start. Personally, I do 100. Looking for the first time users credit on Google. Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. If you want free money, type in Google ad credit. Where is it? This is it. There you go. Google ad credit. Type it into Google. Find that. Go here. We'll match the amount you spend up to $150. You spend 150, they'll give you 150. There's 150 in free spending. Start now. So if you don't have an ad account, you can go in and do that. You may even be able to do that on a, if you have one, you can create another one, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But there you go. There's free credit. There's free $150. Off topic, are you aware of any supply concerns for products overseas due to the virus? I'm not aware, but I'm sure it's going to happen because, I mean, you can't deny it. There's going to be issues with supplies. There's going to. So, is it happening yet? No. But will it happen? Yes. And what do? Keep going till it happens. Like, what can we do? We can't do anything about it sitting here on our computers. So it's just something that my whole life philosophy is worry about what I can control and don't worry about what I can't. So I can't control when these suppliers run out. I can't control when this stupid virus runs its course and is gone. I can't. The only thing I control is what I do. And if I just stop what I do because I'm worried about all the what ifs and the whens and all that stuff, I'm going to drive myself crazy. So, I mean, I'm not denying that there's going to be issues. There's going to. Of course there's going to. Shit happens. Life happens. We just got to deal with it. This is not new. Stuff will always come up. There will never be a perfect, ideal time to do anything. The best time to do it is when you can. That's my whole philosophy. So yes, we can worry about this and we can discuss it and debate it and go back and forth, but I mean, just accept it. It's going to happen. I mean, odds are with this virus crap, you're going to have friends or family that are going to get it. Maybe you'll get it, but the mortality rate is pretty like low. I guess it's like older people that are really affected the most because they're old and they got like immune deficiencies. I don't know. Maybe if they got pneumonia, they may pass away too. So, yeah, I'm not discounting it. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I just know that I know what the media loves to do, and they love to get fear is a huge thing because what happens when people are scared? They start going to websites for news more, and then the news can sell more ad spots because their impressions go up. So it's all business for the news. They don't give a shit if they're scaring the crap out of people, which they are. I mean, look at the toilet paper crisis we're going through right now. What the hell is that? People are like, my wife went to Costco yesterday. Toilet paper sold out. I'm like, okay, okay. What does that have to do with any of this? Nothing. It's just people get into this like me above all else and hoarding mindset, and it's really sad. But that's what happens. So, I mean, I don't know what happens when they have 10 years worth of toilet paper in their basement. Like, do they stop buying then? Does that make them happy? I don't get it. I don't understand. But does Google have an optimizing stage like Facebook? Yes, they do. Google, once you run more traffic through through your account and through that pixel, it'll get better and it'll get smarter and it does optimize better. Another question for my Facebook page. Should I do a ShineOn page for the URL for ShineOn? No. You could do a Mother's Day page. You could do a family page. You could do a Benita's funny gift page. Like, the page doesn't matter. The title of the page doesn't matter. I know people think you need a niche page for everything. You don't. It could be you could have a random word as a page and it would still work. Like, the page name and title doesn't matter at all. Like, I've named some of my pages the first page you should look at, and I've run ads on it and it worked. And it's got nothing to do with anything I'm running on it. I just did it to prove a point that the page name doesn't matter. Off topic, back in one webinar, we say male responders mentioned. Did I miss it? Male responders, was that this one? Was that way back or was that this one? Well, post that in the forums, I'll answer it there for you. Do I name it ShineOn? No, name it whatever you want. Name it funny gifts, name it awesome gifts, name it cool stuff to buy, name it I love this, name it you should share this with your friends. Like, whatever you want to name it, doesn't matter. You don't need a new page. If you have a page, run it off that page. Even if it's a funny mug page, run it off that page. It doesn't matter. The page doesn't matter at all. I live in Australia now. $1 USD equals $1.50 Australian. When you use $50 ad budget, doesn't mean that I use the equivalent of 50 USD, 75 Australian, or 50 Australian. I'm in Canada and I just work in US dollars, so I just go US. And $1 US is like, well, $1 Canadian is like 72 cents American, but going from American to Canadian, it's like $1 US, I get $1.30 Canadian. I don't know if that makes sense. And yes, I am heading on vacation and I am going down south. So as of right now, anyway, I mean, the NBA thing threw me for a loop, but I mean, it's March break here in Canada for all the kids and everything. So a lot like me and a lot of Canadians head down to the warm weather to sit by the pool for a bit. So hopefully everything goes well. I will keep you guys posted. I'll still be online. I am bringing the laptop, so I'll be on there. But we'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. So I think I'm going to close off there. I hope you guys got a ton of value out of this. I know the Google ads and the analytics hookup can be a little bit confusing. Just pause the video and go back through it and you'll get it hooked up easy. And that little tracking thing with Google is the reason that a lot of guys don't do it because they don't understand it. And the whole, a lot of guys don't even know that Google had rules. They thought it was just Facebook, but it's not. Google invented it. So with these two traffic sources and with this awesome holiday, I cannot see why anybody who's on here cannot make money with Mother's Day. So we're all going to kick ass. Let's go do it. Go get some tests up and running. And if Facebook has been annoying you for a while, go to Google. Just run them on Google. Like there's nothing that says you have to run Facebook ads. You can run one or the other or both. I like to run both because I like them. So anyway, I'll post a replay soon. Everybody have a great day, and we will talk to you on the forums. Hey everybody, welcome to webinar number 3. Sorry about the delay. I had to restart my computer because I don't know why, but it just decides every time I go to do webinar to not work with GoToWebinar, so I have to restart it. Anyway, can you hear me and can you see my screen? Give me a 1 in the chat box. We got quite a few people on here. Very cool. And let's see where everybody's located now too. Type your location into the chat box as well. Just want to see who the furthest away is today. Slovakia, New York, London, UK, Eastern North Carolina, Butter, PA. Is it called Butter? Yeah, Butter. North Vancouver, Nottingham, UK, Maryland. So we have Slovakia so far, the furthest away. Very cool. Nice. All right, I'm in London, Ontario. It is 2 degrees out right now, and not very nice weather, really. I wish it were warmer, but oh well, that happens. It'll heat up later. So what we're doing today is we're going to talk about ramping up and scaling campaigns. So like, what do you do next? So we're going to say, you know, you guys have tested a whole bunch. You should have tested quite a few by now and found at least one winner. So if you have tested at least one, give me 1 in the chat box. Good, awesome. Okay, if you've tested at least 10, give me a 1 in the chat box. That's what I thought. All right, so here's the first thing I'm going to cover. If you test one and it doesn't work, that's okay. Take the data that you get from that, so demographics like age and gender, and look at that and see where these people are, like who's clicking, who's adding to cart, who's actually viewing the pages, and use that data going forward for your cards, okay? And then if the design, if you really like the design and you think the design isn't the issue, then you could try a couple things. You could try raising the price, or you can try lowering the price. Now, why would you raise the price? Basically, perception is reality. So if people perceive something to be worth more, you're going to hit a market segment that will buy at the higher price, but maybe that market segment won't buy at a lower price. Okay, so right now you see on my screen, I've got this one. It got 2 add to carts and it didn't get a sale. So I'm not giving up on it because I think it's a good one. I just think that I would love to have like the interlocking hearts instead of the infinity thing in here. But I can go into my campaign now and I can look at this. I can say, okay, here's my Facebook campaign. And now this is what you do. So I ran a test. The test spent $75, $75.94. I had 22 clicks. Basically, people viewed the content. Actually, 35 clicks. 22 viewed content. That means that the page might not have loaded or the pixel didn't fire for the content view. So 35 people clicked, 22 viewed the page, 2 added to cart. To me, that's a pretty good indicator on 75 spent that I may be onto something, but I want to dig a little bit deeper. So what I'm going to do is go back to the campaign level. I'm going to select this one. You can see they're all off, but filter by selection. Okay, so now I only have this one. So I did filter by selection. And then I want to make sure I'm on lifetime up here, and then go to breakdown and go by delivery and go by age. So let's look at the ages. So look at this. 65 plus had 2 add to carts. Okay, and if you look at, if we sort by amount spent, you'll see that the bulk of the spend went to the older guys. So 24.74 went to 65 men who are 65 plus. $20.65 went to 55 to 64, and then look at it just drops off after that. So what that tells me a couple things. It tells me that this particular campaign, because I went 25 plus Facebook went with older men. So that gives me a clue that maybe the older men are more of my target. But it also gives me a clue that maybe I need to split this. So maybe I need to go 25 to 54 and then 55 plus in my future tests. Because if I force Facebook to go into the segment they didn't go into, there could still be buyers in here. Right? And then you can also do other ones like gender. I mean, we know it's male. And you can do region too. So you can see, you know, where did these clicks come from? Well, in Georgia, we had like 2. And if you notice the amount spent on each of these states, it's not very much, right? So if you actually break it down, Facebook focused on California, Texas, and Florida, which is what they typically do. The reason they typically do that is because there's more buyers in California, Texas, and Florida than, if we scroll down to the bottom, into DC or Delaware, right? So Facebook knows where people buy, and that's where they're going to show the ad. The other thing you can look at is placement and device. So we can actually see, if I sort by website add to cart, oh, didn't sort, but I can see all of this. So I can see Instagram stories on the phone, and it's an iPhone, in fact. Instagram stories, mobile app, iPad. And well, let's sort by amount spent. So look at this, Facebook, newsfeed, mobile app on an iPhone. $18.95 was spent there. Facebook, newsfeed, desktop, device desktop. $17.42 was spent there, which kind of makes sense because the older segment of this will be on their desktop. They're not necessarily going to be on their iPhone, mainly because once you get up there in age, you have trouble reading the phone. So unless you have reading glasses on and you're holding it like at arm's length, you can't really read the phone. So these older guys, they tend to want to be on the computer more, and I understand it more. I prefer to buy stuff on my computer too. I'll even look it up, and I'm not that old. I'm only 44, but I like to go on my computer too, right? So let's scroll down and let's see what actually happened. So look at this. You know how people, well, maybe you don't, but the audience network here, and it's native banner and interstitial on the mobile app on an iPad, that got 2 add to carts. So looking at this 1 click, 1 content view, 2 add to carts, to me that means the add to carts were a fluke. Maybe the guy reloaded the screen or something. But that digging deeper into my numbers makes me think that, you know what, this design didn't really get much. I think it may have been a fluke that the guy added it to cart. So that's why I like to dig down into the numbers and look at that. But at least it gives me some insight into what's happening. If these add to carts were split, and say they're split amongst like the iPhone and the desktop, or even Android, then I would think this one has more legs. All right, so there's some insight into what I look at and how I look at it and what I plan on doing going forward with my future tests. So my future test, I know that I'm going to remove this. I'm going to break it down by age. And I'm going to run 55 plus and then 25 to 45. 25 to 54, sorry. I'm going to do that split on my ad set tests because I think that the older guys might be buying it more versus the younger, which I don't get because I don't get why the younger guys don't buy this stuff, but well, maybe the older guys just have more money. So there's a question coming in. If I got 3 add to carts for one of the tests and I can follow your instructions, should we do anything for the tests where we did not get any add to cart? No. If you didn't get any add to cart registered at all, and you ran your test, you didn't get any, move on. That one is just not working at all. I mean, you could look at the website content views now and see what people are actually clicking on to get some idea. But purchase is the ultimate, then add to cart is secondary, and then website content views is third. So you could dig into the website content views and see, but these are just window shoppers anyway. So it could be that the design was getting attention and it was getting interaction, which is a good thing to look at, but it didn't get an add to cart, so it didn't really connect with them as well. I wish I could show you like purchases on this one right now, but it didn't work. So the Pixel's brand new too, which is another thing that we have to worry about. Not worry about, but we do need to spend money to make money. And as this Pixel that I'm using on this Mother's Day stuff gains more traffic, basically more money is spent on it, it becomes smarter. And I'm not saying you have to season a pixel or anything like that. I'm just saying your campaign, your ad account, your ads, they all rely on how much money you spent, because the more you put into it, the better Facebook is going to be able to do their job with their machine learning. Okay. So another question coming in, do we look for 2+ sales in one ad set or the whole campaign? So the way that I do it is I look for if the whole campaign has one sale on like $100 spent. For me, you could do $50 spent, you just have to test more. So I'll do $100 spent. If I get a sale, it's iffy that it's a winner. Okay, so one sale out of $100 spent means maybe. I just consider that like maybe a fluke sale. If it has 2 sales, it's got a lot better chance. But if it has 3 or more sales, in my experience going back, 3 or more sales on a test usually means I can ramp it up and scale it successfully. Okay, so if I could try it with 2 sales, but it's about 50-50 if it's going to ramp up. If it's got 3 or more, it's usually 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a definite winner, and it's going to be bringing in money for me. So you have to get to that. You have to find that one that gets multiple sales in order to ramp it up and scale. So speaking of ramping up and scaling, before I get into the Google Ads stuff and how to manage that, I'm going to show you how to ramp up and scale this. So let's say this one did get some sales, and you can see some stuff. I don't know why the campaign was turned off. I may have turned it off. I'm not sure why though. 75. Yeah, these were all turned off by the rules. These were not. So actually, these have a little bit more to spend. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have let it run. I bet you I could have got at least one sale from this. Anyway, so you get one sale. It's probably, like I said, fluke. So if this had 3 or more, I would move to ramping up and scaling. So ramping up and scaling means this with this campaign style. You have ad sets that are shut off here. So what I would do, and I typically do this in the morning. So I'll come in about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'll select all the ones that are turned off, and I'm just going to simply delete them. So why delete and why not just leave them paused? When you leave them paused, that maximum spend counts towards the total budget. So I need to free up that $12.50 that was allocated to all those ones, each individual one that I just deleted. I need to allocate that to the new ones that I'm going to do. So now what are the new ones that I'm going to do? So I want to basically keep 10 ad sets running in order to ramp it up and scale. Okay, so the way that I do that is I go, okay, this was my best one, gratitude and married. So I'm going to do a duplicate of this. And remember that little tidbit of age range that I had, right? So instead of 25 plus, I'm going to go 25 to 54. Now let's change the date. So I'll copy this, and then I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to actually leave it on a max of 1250. I'm going to go 25 to 54. And it's married, parents all, and gratitude, which is still big. 2.6 million on the potential reach. Now let's change this ad name. And then I'm going to do a duplicate of this one. And I'm going to say, instead of 25 to 54, I'm going to do 65 plus. Let's remove this back one. And you can adjust those numbers too on it too. So instead of, we'll call this 12. Oh, crap. Sorry about my dog squealing in the background. Everybody's at home. So let's paste that. And then let's go 65 plus. All right, and I'll change this to 11. So just increment the number. Okay. And then we'll go back here, and we're going to, so we've got 5 that are going to run today, right? So then you look at your next one, and if you have an add to cart, you're going to do a duplicate and split it like I just did there. If you don't though, then these ones can continue to run for now, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the other 5 with duplicates of this one that worked. Because this, if you notice the segment, even on this one, 25 to 54, there's 2.6 million possible people in there. If I'm only spending $12.50 on 2.6 million people, that means I might hit maybe 2,000 of those. So if I pull up my calculator and I go, okay, so say I hit 2,000 divided by, it can't even do it. The fraction is so small. The percentage of people that I'm hitting is so tiny. It's like way under 1%, like super under 1%. So that means that I can do a bunch of duplicates of these and get it to work. So for me, I know that the add to cart came from the 65 plus or 65 plus one here. This should be 55 plus, not 65 plus. There. So this is 1.3 million. That means I still have a lot of wiggle room here. There. Okay, so I know the older guys within here were doing well, so I'm just gonna go like this, do a duplicate, and I can actually do 5. So I'm gonna fill in the other 10 with that. So now look at that. I've got 10 ad sets running. I'm actually gonna run this. So let's hit review and publish. And there is a little bit of a warning message on there. There's probably gonna be a delay for getting new stuff running, just because I think Facebook is not staffed as large as it used to be. So once this loads, I'm actually going to turn on this campaign because I think that I can, well, I don't know why I shut it down because I've got 25 bucks more to spend anyway. So I'm going to spend the remaining 25 bucks on this test out of the 100. And with these duplicates going on, I think I can actually get some sales. There we go. So let's go here and let's turn this on. All right, so this one will run starting now. And we are at 10:25 a.m. on a Tuesday. Yesterday's traffic was Monday, and yesterday's traffic was horrible. It was just awful, like no good at all. So I do recommend not running anything on Monday. I'm just gonna see if I can get somebody to get the dog here. Just 1 second. All right, so that's how you do it. And then what I'm gonna do tomorrow is I'm gonna come in the morning and I'm gonna look at my numbers. If anything's shut off, I'm gonna delete it. And then I'm going to look at doing duplicates of the good stuff. And I'm going to try to constantly keep at least 10 ad sets running inside this to ramp it up in scale. Eventually, I'm going to have at least 10 winners inside here that are going to continuously run daily. At that point, I'll always be adding 10 new ad sets to the campaign. And so the ad set number will go up and up and up. And eventually, you'll be spending a couple hundred a day, then like 500 a day, and then more. So if you look at it, if I spend 500 a day and I make like 700 a day, that's $200 profit per day. There's nothing wrong with that. Using this method, you can easily get there. All right, this is how I recommend you ramp up in scale. While we're doing that, your pixel is going to build up too, and then you can move to even bigger budgets and bigger campaigns later. But for now, I think everybody should stick with one method for ramping up and scaling, and this doing duplicates of the winners within the campaign is the best method that I have working right now. All right, so this is when you have a winner, this is what you do next on Facebook. All right, I'm just going to see if there's any questions in here. Can the locking hearts that is out of stock could be big factors in not having a sale? Yeah, I think so. I think if I had the interlocking hearts on this, or even that single heart, I think I'd have sales by now. So yeah, it is definitely an issue. Unfortunately, this virus that's going around is affecting everybody in every way. So we just got to adapt, adjust, and move forward, basically. Like the Infinity necklace is not as big a seller, obviously, because they haven't sold out of it. So if you think of it that way. So I'm considering also, well, I'll tell you my plans for the next one here, but before I get ahead of myself. So is everybody good with ramping up and scaling on Facebook? So every morning, come in, delete anything that's paused, and just do duplicates of the good stuff. Make sure you're doing 10 duplicates of ad sets per day. So even if I have 10 good ones in here, take the best ones. You can sort it by this ROAS. You can sort it by this column, and then you can do duplicates of your best. So 10 duplicates every morning in order to keep this running rock solid. All right, another question coming in. The test where I got 3 add to carts was shut down a few days ago. Do you think if I scale now, it would work? No, don't scale. 3 add to carts don't scale. 3 purchases scale. Okay? If you got 3 add to carts only, it's didn't get a sale. You really don't have any data to be moving on to the next phase with that. I wouldn't. I would just try and I would actually just move on to the next one. Even this one, I haven't spent my full test budget yet. That's the only reason I turned it back on. I'm not sure why I turned it off. Who knows? But I've got $24.06 left to spend on this to get a sale or 2 or 3, hopefully. And at that point, if I only get 1 sale, if I have more add to carts, I might leave it running. If I don't, I'll probably shut this whole thing off and just move on to the next design. So I know we tend to like fall in love with our stuff and think if I just give it $50 more, if I just give it $100 more, it'll work, but don't do that. All right. So yes, a winner is 3 sales for the whole campaign. We don't go by ad sets. We go by campaigns. If I spend $100 and I have 3 sales, it's definitely a winner. If I spend $100 on the whole campaign and I have 2 sales, it's iffy. If I spend $100 and I have 1 sale, that's probably not a good one. Okay? That's the basic rules. And that's how we scale. Just daily come in, delete the pause ones, do duplicates of the good ones, always have 10 new ad sets fired up every day, except Monday. Don't fire up anything new on Monday, but you can let stuff run through from Sunday to Monday, although probably won't do very well, at least in my experience. Right? So we're not only running here, we're also running on Google. Remember we set up the Google ads? So I purposely left this running because I wanted to show you guys what happens with Google, and I wanted to show you how to manage this too. So when you go into your search campaigns on Google, you'll see this. Okay, I've got a $50 a day budget. This optimization score is it's weird. I don't know why they're putting this in here. They want you to do some certain things. So 100% is the best, but 46.4 is not very good. And there's a reason it's 46.4, and I'll show you in a second. So it's a search campaign. I did get 408 impressions, a 2.45% click-through rate, which is really good. The cost is $3.81 that I've spent so far. It's a manual CPC. I got 10 clicks. So the average cost per click was actually 38 cents. Now I didn't get a conversion on my $3.81 spent. I didn't get a conversion, but I did get 10 clicks at 38 cents per click. So let's dive into it and see what's happening. So you can click here or you can click ad groups. So I'll click here. Now I'm into the ad group. Okay, so you can see my default maximum cost per click is 51 cents. This is the reason that I've only spent $3.81 on this campaign. So what's going on in here? Well, if I click it again, it'll take me into the keywords. And notice under the status column, all of these, I'll just mouse over that again. So the keyword is eligible to run ads. It isn't performing well because the bid is too low to show ads on the first page of search results. Meaning, they're basically saying the minimum bid for this keyword, Mother's Day gifts, is $2.43. I'm bidding 51 cents. Same with this one, Mother's Day presents. It's below the first page bid, so I will get some traffic coming in from the second page. It doesn't mean that I won't get any traffic. It's just when people go to Google, they don't tend to go to the second page very often. And when they do, they don't tend to click ads on the second page. They tend to click the first thing that comes up by default. So you can see I still am getting impressions, even though I'm below the first page bid. But what I need to do is pick a couple of these and actually increase the bid to the first page bid. So I could increase it at the ad group level, or I can increase it at the keyword level individually. So I'm going to do it at the keyword level because you can see some of these bids are all different, right? 246, 242, 240, 252. Now, just because I bid 243, it doesn't mean I'm going to pay 243. it means that's my bid in the auction. So if somebody else is bidding like $1.10 and I'm bidding $2.43, I should be paying $1.11 for my click instead of $2.43. Okay, so what I like to do is sort by clicks, and then I'll take basically the ones that got some clicks, and I'm going to increase that bid. So I'm going to click here, edit, and it even shows you get 38 more clicks per week at 77. Get 15 more clicks per week at 61. Get the same number of clicks per week. So why would I do the same? I'm going to put it at the top. So I'm going to go 243. Your spend may increase by 90,104%. No. There we go. So now that, see how the status changed from a red below first page bid to eligible? That's good. So then I'm going to do the same with this one, because this one got 3 clicks. So let's get some more. And let's go here and let's go to 242. Now, some guys will say go a penny over that or whatever. I don't think you need that little trick. I don't think it matters much. You can if you want. Unique Mother's Day gift. That's a good one. So let's go 242 on that one. And this one had 2 clicks. So I'm going to go 2.39. And basically, I think I'm just going to go with the ones that got clicks for now, because these other ones will still get some impressions. It's just they may or may not get clicks going forward. And look at the click-through rate on this one. Unique Mother's Day gifts, 18.818%. Holy crap. That is fantastic. So I can see some sales coming in from that. People, whatever I put in my ad, people seem to like it. So that's how you adjust your keywords. Take the ones that got clicks and set the bid to the first page bid, and then let it run. Your rules, remember we put rules in from the last one, those are still going to apply. And also you want to search through here and see under search terms while we're in here. Let's see what people are actually typing in. So gift sets for the mother of the kids. That's what somebody actually typed into Google, and my ad showed, and I got a click. So 2 to 1 means it was a fluke with the tracking. It's probably just 1 to 1. Danbury Mint Mother's Day. So I think this is another store. So I'm going to highlight it and search Google for it. And you can see they're looking for all these. Okay, they're looking for Danbury Mint. So let's go to the site. And you can see that homepage mail. Oh, interesting. That doesn't make sense. Women's. Well, Danbury Mint is what? I guess they're an online jewelry store that has personalization. So it could be that either we leave it running, we leave this keyword in here, or we say that, you know what, they're probably looking for, oh, here, Mother's Day gifts. They're probably looking for a Mother's Day gift. Oh, Danbury Mint, man, you guys screw up your links. They might be looking for personalized stuff that we don't have. So what I would do is I would say, okay, so Danbury, if they're going there, either they're looking for the gift and we may be able to show them something from our store. But if they're looking for that and they're definitely looking for Danbury Mint and they're looking for something personalized, we don't have it. So go to negative, or actually even click here. No, we have to go to negative. And I'm going to hit the plus, and I'm going to add that. So if they type Danbury in anything, I'm going to click save. Then my ad is not going to show. So I don't want my ad showing if somebody's looking for Danbury Mint. Okay, that's how you do that. I'll go back to search terms and I'll look for another one. Islamic gifts for mothers. Maybe, I don't know. Let's just highlight it and see what happens there. Muslim mom, Islamic Mother Day shop gifts for Muslim mom. Let's go to Etsy and see what Etsy's got. The other thing too is, if you see this, okay, so they got all this, slogans and Allah and all that stuff. You can actually get ideas for more message cards that you could actually do with that. So if you look through these and you see anything that are doing well, you could make your own little message card with it. So that's the beauty of Google, is you can see what people are typing and you can actually provide them with products, because we can make our own products to suit what they're typing for, and then we can bid on those keywords. So right now I don't really have anything. So I'm going to actually put the term Islamic. They're looking for something very specific. So I'm going to add that to my negative keyword list. I'm going to hit the plus and add it there. So I don't want my ads to show if they're typing in Danbury or Islamic. And this is how we're starting to optimize our campaign. Mother's Day cake. You know what? We're showing up for Mother's Day cake, which you could argue that, yeah, it's a necklace, but if they're looking for a cake, they might be looking for a gift too, right? That's possible. But I think if they're looking for a cake, they're looking for a cake. They're not looking for a necklace. So in this case, I'm going to add cake. I didn't even think of that. So you could argue either way. If I had a sale on the word Mother's Day cake, I'd leave it in there. But since I don't, I mean, it's pretty early, but just my gut says if if they're looking for a Mother's Day cake, they're not looking for a necklace. So I'm going to remove that. Mother's Day, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word because I will kill it. So here we go. So they're looking for the date of it in the UK. The Sunday, March 22nd. Oh, it just passed. Okay. So how to treat your mom. All right. So we don't really need to show for that because we're now past that date. So let's just add that too. And let's go back to search terms and see if there's any others. Things for Mother's Day, that's good. What to get my wife for Mother's Day, that's really good. So if you see something like that, you could even add that to your campaign as an exact match too. So if we wanted, we could go copy, then we could go back to our search keywords, then we could add one. And if we want to do like an exact match, you put square brackets, and we could add that. So now we'll go save. So the status is unknown, but we just added that from our search term list to our campaign as an exact match. The volume might be low, but who knows? We could find a golden nugget in there. Which day is Mother's Day UK 2020? So even something like that, it's past now, so we don't really want it, but it's fine. So then you can go, we only have 9 search terms in here. As you get more and you get more money spent, you can really optimize the crap out of this very well. So let's now go to the ads and let's look at this and let's see. All right, do we notice anything on here? Remember in the last one I talked about we have a control and we have a test. So with our ads, I'm noticing that this one has 9 clicks on 307 impressions for a CTR, click-through rate of 2.93, average cost per click of 38 cents, cost of 3.46. This one has 1 on 101 impressions, a very low click-through rate of 0.99%. So that it's producing a lower cost per click, but it's actually, Google's telling us that they like this one better. Okay, so want a Mother's Day gift, this is it. Look no further. We have a beautiful gift box necklace and message card that's perfect for any wife/mom. Get her this now, she'll love it, and love that you found the perfect Mother's Day gift, I think I said. And this one says, need a Mother's Day gift. I don't have a question mark on there. This wife/mom gift is perfect. Your search is over. Okay, so this is my winner. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pause this. And now I have a control. And so the control, I'm actually going to go like this. Click it. I'm going to click edit. And click copy. And then I'm going to click X. And then I'm going to click paste. And I'm going to click it into this campaign and this ad group. And done. And then up here, I'm going to click paste. So what I did was create a duplicate of this. It'll take a second. And then I'm just going to edit it slightly once it shows here. No paste because they already exist. Oh. No ads pasted because they already exist. Oh, so I won't do the dupe. Come on. All right, well, let's go like this. Just gonna take a screenshot of this so I have the exact text. Okay, so I've got that over here. And And then I'm just going to add another one. So it actually did pull in the other one. So I'm going to say I pulled in the second one. This way. Oh no, this is the first one. Your search is over. We have a beautiful gift box necklace, perfect for any wife. Mom, get her this awesome Mother's Day gift now, and she'll have it in plenty of time for Mother's Day. So we're going to make one change. I like that first part. We have see if this will fit. An awesome gift box, necklace, and message card. Perfect for any wife. Get rid of this now. So we'll change this part. She will love it and keep it forever. There. So this one, all I did, I added a question mark in here, and then I changed these two lines. So I'm going to click Save Ad. There. All right, so now this is my new test, and this is my control. So I'm split testing, and this is my old one. And what we want to do is we basically want to beat this click-through rate, which is pretty solid, just by making some slight tweaks to the headline and to the description. Okay, so that's how you're going to optimize these Google ad campaigns. Now, how do you scale these? Well, you go back to the campaign, and we're going to look at, we used basically a keyword list from Mother's Day, right? So let's go to our keywords. I think we just started with Mother's Day gift. So we could create another ad group, but we could use a different seed keyword. So we use Mother's Day gift here. It should be gift. Probably fix that. Let's go to settings. I spelled it wrong. Instead of gift. All right, there we go. So let's say Mother's Day gifts is one we use. So let's go to tools and settings and keyword planner. Let's try and think of other ones that we could use. So discover new. We could say wife gift for Mother's Day. Or wait, let's try this. Then we'll set our countries. So we did a bunch of countries in here too. So we did United States. Now, I don't think we're going to do anything outside of that now because it's different around the world. I should probably adjust that one too. So Mother's Day for wife has 880. Mother's Day gifts for wife, 4,400. Mother's Day ideas for wife. So these are all ones that we could add to a new ad group. So let's go back here. Actually, you can add these to a plan too, but I don't want to do that. Should have done this in a new tab. Okay, well, we'll do it this way. Or actually, like this. There. So I just opened that in a new tab. It'll go to this thing, but I can go back to my ads here. Then go back to my campaign. And then I could create another ad group in order to put this seed keyword, all these keywords, into one ad group. Okay, so go here, and then we could do a duplicate too. So if I click on this, I'll actually click here under campaigns, and then go to ad groups. Going to take me right in. So this is the ad group. So I can go like click it, edit, copy, then X, and then paste, and then done, and then paste. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing a duplicate of this ad group, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. Take a few minutes. I don't have a few minutes, Google. Come on. Okay, so let's see what the number 2 one here. So I'm going to work on this one. I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to click settings. I'm just going to change the name to number 2. And I'm going to put whatever my seed was in here, which was Mother's Day wife. I'm going to call this Mother's Day. Instead of gift, we use wife. Save. So I'm going to leave all the settings the same. Then I'm going to go into it, and I'm going to go to keywords. Now I'm going to select all these. I'm going to go edit, remove, confirm. So in my duplicate ad group, I'm removing all the old ones. And I don't, oh, this was on page 2. So I'm going to go edit, remove, confirm. So now I've cleared out all the keywords. You'll see it'll remove that. Then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to start adding these ones. So let's move this to a new window for a second. And then we're going to go back here and we're going to click this. I'm just going to start, I can copy and paste. So this one, I'm just on my other screen. And then Mother's Day ideas for wife. Paste. Ooh, pregnant wife. So I'm just copy and pasting from the list. And I'm going to go broad, and then I'm just going to repeat the process with negative keywords under the search terms in order to optimize this. And I'll probably start with the same ads because I do mention wife in these. Okay, so I've got those. And oh, actually, I forgot the main one. There. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Good grouping. Save. So these are going to be set at, oh. I guess they don't like pregnant wife. Why don't they like pregnant wife? That's weird. Well, I'm not going to request an exception. I'm just going to get rid of it. So I don't want this to go to a manual review right now. So these are all set here. So what we'll do is we'll pretty much let it run for a day. And then we'll come back and look at the status. Any of the ones that got clicks again, we'll set it to the first page bid. And then we'll go to the search terms and we'll look through anything that we need to add as a negative or anything that we can add as an exact match. Now under the ads and extensions, it's going to have my previous one. So I can actually just remove this, edit, remove. That's my pause one. And the one that has, I'll take it out of there. The one that has a question mark is my test, and the one that doesn't is the one that has a good click-through rate. So this text, this ad copy that I have in here actually works for this because I'm saying wife, mom, and wife, mom. And my keywords, if you look at them, they're all based on like Mother's Day for wife, Mother's Day for wife. So this may actually, I may want to remove the word mom or the word mom because these could be just guys that are married but they don't have kids too, very easily. Although I looked at my demographics. There's more. Oh, that's the other thing. Let me go back to the original ad group and let's go to demographics here and look at this. We can start seeing the age ranges that are getting clicks. And then we can optimize here too. So look at this. Unknown had 20 impressions, 0 clicks. So you know what, I'm going to select that. 65 plus had 48 impressions and 0 clicks. I'm going to select that. This one had 1 click out of 60 impressions for 55 plus. So I'm going to click that. This one had 1 impression, 1 click out of 83, which is 1.2, which is not bad. But I could really narrow it down to this 7 out of 98 because look at the jump from 1 to 7. So what I could do is go like this. So now this ad group itself, I just optimized the age to 25 to 34. This is showing me that it's getting a really high click-through rate, like super high. And when this click-through rate is this high, your cost per click will go down dramatically. Even look, it's 35 cents compared to 51, 35, 50. So I think this particular ad group with that set of keywords in that ad is responding well to 25 to 34 men. So let's get out of that and let's go to gender. We're going to see it's males, obviously. Household income, let's look at this. Unknown is like the biggest. So there's not much we can do in here. We don't want to exclude any of these because it will fall under the unknown too. Typically, I don't do much under here anyway. Under more, there's not anything else we can do. But age-wise, I just narrowed that down looking at my data to 25 to 34. So this should just boost that performance dramatically now, which is really good. So going back in here, I have Mother's Day wife. And if I go to my ads, my keywords are saying for wife, 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 but I don't know if they have kids or not. So this wife mom gift is perfect. This wife mom gift. I mean, it's tricky because my actual gift says this. That is direct to wife. That's not really mentioning the kids. I'm just going to leave it as is for now. See if that works. I may have to remove the mom part. And actually, it's really bugging me. So I'm going to remove it. So I'm going to edit this. And I'm going to say, Dina Mother's Day gift, this wife. Gift is perfect. Okay, Mother's Day gift now. Good. So save that one. So I'm just taking the word mom out of here because these guys may not have kids. And this one too. Wife mom gift. So this, I'm just going to say, I can't fit much else in there. Save. Okay. So I just tweak those. This wife gift is perfect. There. Need a Mother's Day gift, so it's clear it's for the wife. That's better. Now, my rules that I have, if I go here, so I've got my new ad group. So basically I just doubled my traffic or the possible traffic. If I want to double my budget, I can do that as well. So I would go to here and I go to settings and then I can actually go to here. And I can say, okay, if this is working and I was at 50 a day, I could go up to 100 a day with another ad set. Or I can leave it at 50 a day and see if I need to start getting sales before I really bump the budget. But that's how you scale these. Add another ad group and double the budget. Okay. Google can handle budget increases a lot easier than Facebook can, because with Google, they're not going to show the ad unless somebody is actually searching for your keyword. So whereas Facebook will show the ad to anybody. So if Facebook runs out of people to show the ad to, they're going to show it anyway because they're going to spend your budget. Google's not like that. If Google doesn't have the traffic, they're not going to show it. They're not going to spend your money. Okay, so we could go up very high on this, and as long as people are typing it in, Google will show the ad. But if they're not typing it in, they won't show the ad. And there are some instances where they won't spend your whole budget. Now, under here, I actually want to go to the countries. I'm going to remove everything except for Canada from the campaign, or Canada and US, because Mother's Day is different. So I'm going to remove United Kingdom, New Zealand, Ireland, and Australia. I'm going to leave it at this for the campaign, because apparently Mother's Day just passed. Save. Continue. Mother's Day just passed in the UK. I kind of forgot about that. So I'm going Canada and US only now. All right, so make that tweak too. And then to scale, simply add more ad groups, do some keyword research, add more ad groups. You can do a duplicate and you can edit the duplicate. Then you add the keywords to the remove the existing, add new keywords, change the ad copy to suit your keywords in that ad group. And then you can go here and you can change that budget from 50 to 100 per day if you wanted. All right. Now, there's one other thing I was going to show you guys. Oh, retargeting too. So we've got how to bump up these on Facebook, how to bump up these on here. So now I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to show you the retargeting. So what I need to do is just check and make sure here. We're going to do a retargeting ad set for this because we want to show the ad to people who viewed it but didn't buy. And I actually can't create the purchase one yet, damn it. But I'll show you how to do it anyway. So if we're at this point, we have a purchase. So we're going to go here, Ads Manager, Audiences. I'll just open this in a new tab. And I'm going to go to Life. And here we go. So I'm going to create a custom audience. And it's going to be, I'm going to create 2. If you don't have any purchases, you won't be able to create the second one yet. So I actually can't, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. You're just going to repeat this process. So the first one is going to be, this is our retargeting ads on Facebook. And this is part of scaling in a big part. So I'm going to click website. I'm going to click wife pixel. And this is I'm going to click this drop down. And so I have all these events that I can pick through. You can see if you scroll down, I actually have add to cart too. But I'm going to go with this. I'm going to say view content. And the maximum I can go is 180 days. And then I'm going to go refine by URL parameter. And then URL, hit that drop down. And I'm going to go to, there's all these different ones. Content category, content IDs, content name, content type, currency, value. I'm going to go content IDs. And now what is the content ID for that product? I go here. So go to your page, and then you need this pixel helper. Facebook pixel helper, it's a Chrome extension. You need it. Click it. And then we can see, if I scroll down here, should show right here, under view content. This content ID, this number right here, is what you want. So it's a custom parameter, content IDs. You can even do content name, but that's a little bit sloppy. This content ID is the best way to do it. So install Pixel Helper in Chrome, click on it, click this little sideways arrow beside view content, grab that number, go back to here. We're going to paste that number there. So what I'm building is a list of people who have clicked on this page. Okay. And I want to show more ads to them. So I'm going to name it, and my number, this is why I use numbers, is number 5, right? So campaign number 5. So I'm going to go 005, view content. Now, you're going to have to repeat this. So I'm going to create the audience, and then you're going to have to repeat this. But under here, you're going to scroll down, and there's going to be one that says purchase, and you have to create that one too. I can't create it yet because I don't have a purchase yet. I do have an add to cart, but I don't have a purchase. So click create. There, it's right here under my audiences for this campaign. And then I need one that says 005-purchase. So I go create, custom, wife pixel, and then it's down here. I'm going to need I need a purchase before I do it. Maybe even, well, no, you're not going to buy it yourself, but you're going to repeat the exact same steps except purchase. Okay, I can't do it right now, but I wish I had a sale because I could show you. So then I'm going to come into my campaign, and this is one that already has a purchase. Okay, we're assuming this had like 2 or 3. Okay, so then I'm just going to do a duplicate of an ad set, and this is going to be my retargeting ad set. So I'm going to call this, I can call it 13. I can basically remove all this part. And I'm going to put retargeting, and this is going to be 18 plus, and this is going to be worldwide. And I'm also going to put the date. I'm going to remove the word steady. I don't want my rules to work on my retargeting campaign, my retargeting ad set. And you're probably thinking, why are you putting a retargeting ad set inside your main campaign? This boosts performance, and I actually did a little video on this too. I think it's on my YouTube channel. When you put a retargeting ad set inside your existing CBO campaign, it gives the CBO campaign more sales to work with, because as you'll see, this is only going to show to people who have already viewed the page. So these are warm leads compared to the cold ones. I'm actually going to go on my channel, see if I can get that. I'll post this video in there. Let me get in here. Let me find it. Here, right here. This video, I want you guys to watch it because this is what we're doing. How to boost your CBO performance with one simple trick. The one simple trick is what I'm showing you right now. Okay, so go to my channel. It's the first video in there called How to Boost Your CBO Performance with One Simple Trick. So now we go here, And all I need to do is adjust this to show to my new custom audience. So I click it, I can type in 005, right, if you have a bunch in there. So it's only going to show to people who viewed it, and then I want to exclude buyers. So I don't have that right now, so I can't exclude them. But as soon as you have buyers, you're going to create that second custom audience, and you're going to exclude them here, right? Don't forget to exclude buyers. Now, everything else, I'm going to go worldwide because I want it to show, it's going to be based on people on the list for my targeting. And then I always exclude these guys. And then I go all, and then I go 18 plus because it is completely based on my list. So what I want to do is, I apologize if you hear my kid talking up there. She's home, like everybody's home. All right, so I remove all my detail targeting and I leave it on auto. And then I'm just going to go up here. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to leave it on my page. I'm going to use selected page. I'm going to use the same images, and I'm going to allow optimizations, but right here, I'm going to change the primary text. So I'm going to say this: did life get in the way? Come on back and order this now. Now notice I didn't say your wife, I said the wife. It seems to get past the bots and the filters on Facebook a little bit better. So that's one text. Did life get in the way? Come on back and order this now for the wife. And then I'm going to say this: we noticed. Now this is a little iffy, but you checked out our awesome Mother's Day gift, but didn't order. Come on back and order now. There. And then instead of click here for pricing, I'm going to say click here to order and click here to get one now, and then get her one now. That's fine. And then down here, that's the URL. And then I'm going to put, I'm just going to leave it on shop now because I'm being a little bit more aggressive in what I say with this particular one because I know they've already been there. So it's even saying click here to order, you could say click here to complete your order or click here to get one now. Okay, and then I'm going to publish this. So you can click down here because it's just one ad set. So if I close it, you'll see it's publishing that ad set and ad. Now this retargeting ad set is going to do pretty well. And as you get more and more sales and your list here starts building larger and larger, a little trick that I like to do is when I'm doing my duplicates, I'll also start duplicating my retargeting ad set as well. So I'll run this, and this will just keep running because it's going to be profitable. If it's not profitable, something's wrong with the setup. So I'll just, like, as I hit maybe 1,000 people on this list, then I'll run 2 of these inside this campaign. And then if I hit like 3,000 people, I'll run like 3 of these because I'm only spending $12.50 a day. Because remember, all the settings are the same except for the targeting. So I still have that $12.50 maximum. All my ad sets in here have a $12.50 maximum. But this can be part of my ad sets that really do boost the performance of this campaign. And it's that simple, okay? Now we do want to exclude the buyers, and that's just, once you have a purchase, you'll be able to create the custom audience of buyers. Can't create it right now because I don't have a purchase yet, but I'm confident this one will get a purchase. And then I just keep going. So the way that I showed you to scale on Facebook is not one that's going to go from 0 to like 2,500 a day. It's going to go from 0 to like ratcheting up per day, which I want you guys to do because I want you to gain experience. I want you to gain confidence. I want you to gain some cash flow so that you can do more of these. So how do you get to the really big numbers? Anybody know? You test a whole bunch of these and you find not just one winner, but 2 winners, and then 3 winners, and then 4 winners, and then 5 winners. If you have 5 Mother's Day winners running at any given time, you cannot help but pull at least $1,000 profit per day. Okay, because consider each of those will probably pull like $200 per day profit on a $500 ad spend. If you have 5 of them running, that's $1,000 profit per day. Okay, you have to get to that point though. You can't just skip all the steps to get there. And on Google too, we've got the same thing where we can start, adding more ad groups and increasing the budget. Adding more ad groups, increasing the budget. Well, meantime, we're optimizing the keywords and we're optimizing the ads. And we can also optimize the demographics, as I showed you. Because we went into this one and we saw, holy cow, 25 to 34 is really kicking butt. The rest of these, man, not so much. So then let's give them what they want, 25 to 34. Great, that's what we'll do. So, and do you guys have any questions on this? I'm going to go over here and see. Then we're going to wrap it up for the day. Okay, so do you still continue the test if you spend $100 with 2 sales? No, if I have 2 sales, then I will continue the campaign. I'll just continue with my duplicates and putting in 10 ad sets per day, 10 new ones, and the new ones can be duplicates of existing ones too, based on my breakdown data and based on what interests are working. Eventually, I'll get to the point where I'm running no interest at all. So see how this says gratitude and married and parents? Eventually, I'll be running no interest and just the age. Okay. What about for only 5 ad sets? Well, you need to adjust this. So if you have that limit on your account of like $250 maximum per day, then you can actually run. Show you here. 250 divided by. You can run 20 ad sets per day, basically. But if you have a $50 maximum spend, then run 5 ad sets instead of 10. You'll just move slower. That's all. So you can adjust this to suit your budget and your risk tolerance. No problem there. I'm sorry for asking this again. What we discussed today would apply to those tests that we have 3+ sales, right? Yes, this is ramping up and scaling. So if you have one that has 3+ sales, this is what you do. If you have 2 sales, you can do this, but it's about 50-50 whether it's going to work. If you have 1 sale, I wouldn't do this. I would just kind of look at the data and do another test. I wouldn't go to the ramping up and scaling phase. Improve reporting and reach I went to duplicate an ad set and received a detailed message from Facebook to turn on automatic advanced matching. Should I do that? Yeah, I do that. On my pixels, turn it on. I think they want it. It helps. So there's no harm in doing that. If you get that message, turn it on. And that's part of their little Power 5 thing, which is for account simplification. A big part of that is less campaigns, less ad sets, automatic placements, dynamic creatives, and advanced auto matching for the pixel. What do you think about the Gear Bubble Auto Store offer? I like it a lot. I really do. I think you should go for it. If you're the amount of stuff you're getting is worth far more than what he's charging. Like you're getting Gear Bubble Pro Lifetime. That's like $300 a month alone. And then you're getting all the products added, and he's actually going to get you a sale. And he's going to do that by emailing the Gear Bubble list of one of your products on your store. That works very well. The training he's got in there too for the ads is really good. I don't know if he's going to give it to you guys in this one, but the previous guys that bought the auto store, you're going to get a course called PPC Academy, and guess who produced the course? This guy. Yeah, he actually paid me to make a course for him to put into his other one. I don't know if that's a part of this auto store offer, but it was for the previous one. So I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a good investment. It's something that you get like credits and all this stuff too for a box of mugs or something. I can't remember what you get. You get a whole ton of really, really good stuff. Let me see if I can find it. My email. He's got something in here. Hang on. Where's my email? Gmail. I had to restart, so I probably have to sign in. Oh, no. Okay. Let's see. Here. Ooh, those are nice, eh? You got a new sale. Love those ones. Leaderboard. Big updates. Replay. Just want to see what he's offered because I can't remember. Okay, so you get this. You get the complete done-for-you store, lifetime access to Gear Bubble Pro, done-for-you push products, which is cool. Done-for-you Facebook advertising. Oh, I didn't even know they had that. Targeting template for each product that was pushed into their optimized store. That's cool. It was basically giving you that too. Training, you get that. Now, my course might be a part of that. I'm not sure. Well, his course. He bought it for me. Gear Bubble Pro account with lifetime access. Oh, $1,000 in product on demand credit. So this and this alone is worth way much more than what you're paying. It's 2,000, but if you look, you get 1,000 in credits, and then you get GB Pro lifetime, which is like $297 a month. So that alone is worth it. But all this done for you advertising, all this other stuff is really good too. So he put together such a solid offer. It's insane. Here's a demo. So you're gonna get a store loaded up with all this stuff, and it's basically ready to go. And it just saves you the time having to load all these by yourself, and then there's nothing wrong with you going in and creating your own stuff too. I like it. I like it a lot. If you're gonna get it, you should definitely go through my link, because my link is the best link. I'll post my link in the forums if you guys want. But it's good. Very good. So here's another one. Would you recommend non-Mother's Day keywords in Google, i.e. gifts for wife? Good. That's a good question. Probably worth a test, because they might type in gift for wife thinking Mother's Day, but it's not Mother's Day. So I guess it depends, right? Like mine says Happy Mother's Day on it. That's why I wanted to make sure it was tied in with Mother's Day. But in the future, like when you're running two like just wife products evergreen, you don't have to have the word Mother's Day in it. And even for Mother's Day, you probably don't have to have the word Mother's Day in it. And I'm sure the volumes when you don't have Mother's Day on it, like go up huge. Just big time. Well, if we go here, let's look. It's real quick. Keyword planner. So what'd you say? Gifts for wife? So look at this. Gifts for wife. And then I'll add in United States. Yeah, look at that. You guys want a niche that's year-round? Look at these charts. Look at Christmas. Just spikes through the roof. By the way, my buddy Michael, his super duper sales there, they were in Christmas, and it was a wife message card. So there you go. 22,200 searches average per month. And in Christmas time, it just spikes through the roof. But it's pretty stable all year round. So this is an evergreen one. Birthday gifts for wife, Christmas gifts for wife, gift ideas for wife, best gift for wife. So you've got all these, right, that you could be certainly creating products for and targeting on Google. I don't have Stripe in my country. Can I join AutoStore? I don't know. Probably. Tom, send me an email, ppccoach@gmail.com, and I'll talk to Don and see if he can take PayPal or something else. I got a sale the other day from ShineOn. Do I need to fulfill it or just leave it be? Also, when is the payout turnaround time? So if you're on the platform, then you don't need to do anything. Even if you're on a Shopify store, you don't have to do anything. It should auto fulfill. I think on Shopify though, you might have to go in and approve the order before it's fulfilled. With the platform, which is what we're using, you don't have to do anything. It's just auto. Based on your experience, oh wait, turnaround time. They have a 48-hour delay. I think it's 48 hours. So you get the sale, and then that money is not released until like 48 hours later. Or it could be 72 hours. They put that delay in because there was a lot of fraud going around for Christmas time, where some jackasses had a whole bunch of stolen credit cards, and they were putting orders through print-on-demand companies like Gear Bubble, and actually hit them for like 6 figures in losses. Gear Bubble got really jerked around by these fraudsters. Not cool at all. But what they would do is, so the frauds, well, I probably shouldn't say this, but if you're going to commit fraud, here's how you do it. Don't do this, but they had a bunch of stolen credit cards. So they create a Gear Bubble account. They list a product on Gearbubble. Then they take their stolen credit cards through different IP addresses and they buy like 100 of that product. And then what they do is they go into their Gearbubble dashboard. They instantly request a payout. Gearbubble sends it. So it looks, to Gearbubble's end, it looks, oh, this is legit. Guy launched, he had a winner, it worked really well. Then a couple days later, the people whose credit cards were stolen start noticing these charges and put chargebacks on. So now Gearbubble has to not only refund the money, but they have to pay like a $15 to $20 processing fee for every chargeback. So Gearbubble ends up losing not only the sale, but the fees that the Stripe or the credit card company would charge in this case just to process a chargeback. And Gearbubble did nothing wrong. That's why there's a delay now with ShineOn too, because Eric heard about this and he's like, holy crap, I got to do something. So ShineOn and Gearbubble have whole fraud departments now. And if you're new, they're going to watch you like a hawk, and they're not going to allow a whole bunch of orders to go through without knowing you and trusting you first. So they're working on making that holding period even shorter for trusted sellers, but as of right now, they have to do it because you can't, as a company, you can't get burned. You can't lose your processor through no fault of your own, and you can't get burned for massive fees through no fault of your own. So they're just protecting themselves. Based on your experience, what sells better, gold or silver? Silver. Send an email. Cool. Yeah, wow, I was right. It was insane what happened with them. So that's why these things are in place. It's not to make it more difficult for you as a seller. It's just to protect them as a company, and it sucks, but they have to do it. So just anybody who's going to attempt something like that, good luck now, because they have so many extra fraud layers in there and protection. They have dedicated people that are just watching stuff all day long now. So I don't think the fraudsters will be able to repeat that. But they also did it during the Christmas rush when literally like hundreds of thousands of dollars per day were going through in orders. So they knew they could slide under the radar with a couple of these scams and get away with it. If they tried it now when the volumes are lower, they wouldn't get away with it. And even if they try it next Christmas, they're not going to get away with it because now that Gearbubble's onto them, ShineOn's onto them, it just really made it more difficult for the fraudsters, and boo-hoo, right? Like, they can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. So this is... Oh, billing issue, double charge. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. I will get one canceled and refunded. Sorry. I have no excuse. I just plain old forgot. Can you actually email me after this and just remind me? Sorry. Yeah, some guys signed up like twice by accident for the trial and they're getting double dinged here, so we'll get you sorted out. I apologize. I really don't have an excuse. I will get that fixed. So I'm going to close with that. I'm also going to put a post up in the forums here about what to do for the next challenge because I've got an idea. And that's the beauty of the forums. We're doing another challenge next month, but, well, I'm going to explain it on forums. I don't want to explain it on here. So check the forums and general discussion, and I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to take your input into this one too before I do it. So the next challenge is coming up. I think you'll like it quite a bit. This one is going to continue all the way through to Mother's Day, right? So you've still got time to get those products tested. You've still got time to take advantage. And we were way ahead of the curve on the training on this because I wanted to make sure you guys could hit the ground running when it is prime time for Mother's Day, which is, you know, very soon. It's coming up. So get those products out there, get them tested, start ramping up, start scaling, start using Facebook, start using Google, get your retargeting going on Facebook. I can show retargeting on Google too. We're just out of time today, but the retargeting on Facebook alone is going to kick butt for you, and those will be your best ones. Watch that video. Remind me to put that link in here too, because you'll see how it really does boost the performance of your campaigns. All right, we covered a lot of ground. I appreciate you. I hope everybody's staying safe and washing your hands and all that good stuff. This social distancing is really nuts. Everybody's home, and it's, oh man, we got a lot of projects we're gonna do, but it's nuts. I hope this passes safely, you know, whether it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it may be. But that's the last thing I'm gonna cover is people are still buying, okay? So I've continued to run ads throughout this because I believe that as people are at home, they're going to be bored and they're going to be on their computer. And if we can provide something for them to make them smile and make the person that they're giving it to smile, then that's a good service that we're providing. We're not going and buying 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer and trying to put it on Amazon for a 3,000% markup. We're not doing anything like crappy like that. We're doing something where we can make somebody's day. So more than ever now, I think the family gift stuff is really going to take off. And I think the longer this self-isolation and stuff goes and social distancing goes, the better it's going to be online. Because yes, some are getting hit hard financially, others are not. They're actually still getting paid. It's just they're getting paid, and now they're not driving, and they're not buying as much stuff every day. So they do still have disposable income, and we're not being predatory or anything. We're providing a service, and that service is called happiness. So there's nothing wrong with making a living, no matter what's going on in the world. We all have to. So as long as you're not doing anything super like douchey, then you're all good to go. All right. So everybody, stay safe. We'll talk to you soon, and check the forums for the post on the next challenge, and remind me to post that video too. Okay. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day.